Don't go shooting at us no more, you hear me?
Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are on this little planet of ours as we go sailing through the universe. It's great to have you here. I'm Legal Vices, and this is my channel, and I am now 100% less intoxicated than I was at this time last night. Hey, good evening there, Australia. Good for you checking in. 28 minutes and Legal Vices gets the video running. Oh, it's going to be less than that today. We're going to hit this hard. We just had way too much to backtrack and explain yesterday. We're going in hard today. We are sitting happy here. It is day 2 of the second interview with the armorer, Gutierrez, Reed, and there is going to be 3 parts. I was looking at this video. The first one was an hour long, and this one is about 2 hours and 20 minutes long, the second part. So I thought we would do this in 2 sittings. We're going to have to do this over the course of 3 days. So we'll do half of it today, and then we'll wrap it up tomorrow with the last one. And again, the game today is, let's see if it can get any worse than it was yesterday, because yesterday was a complete and absolute shit show. Dang. You know, things did not go well for her yesterday. I mean, again, it all started with her first interview when she did not follow the 2 legal advice basics. 1, shut the fuck up, do not talk to police, and 2, get a lawyer. That's it. If they ever read your rights, if they ever mention in passing you have the right to remain silent, you are under suspicion. They are gathering evidence against you, and as they say, everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. So don't say a fucking thing without your lawyer there. But far too many people ignore that. She ignored it the first time. She gave up a lot of information, and that just left her in the position to expound and expand upon what she told them the first time when she was there the second time with her lawyer. And really, there's not much the lawyer can do at that point. She already talked. So we're just going to pick up where we left off yesterday. But before we get there, again, welcome to all my mods. My mods are the best. My mods are the greatest. I absolutely love them, and they're doing a good job keeping this show together while I handle the talking part. They handle the chatting part, and keep all you obstreperous heathens in line with the and I think my mods are probably amongst the rowdier here, so that's good. That's what we're all about here. We're all about unfiltered opinions, a free flow of information. We're all adults. We all know the lines. We all know what not to cross, and I trust you, and the mods trust you. And there's been very, very, very few of you that have ever crossed that line. And I'm grateful to all of you, and I'm proud of all of you, and I thank all of you for that. Now, as we get going here, let's don't forget to go down there and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We are sitting at exactly 21,300. We need to get the word out there. We need to get more people involved in this show so we can grow and expand. And by subscribing to it and sharing it with your friends, you're telling YouTube that you like this. And the same with hitting that like button. There's a bunch of people here. There's 74 of you here and 36 likes at this point. So there should be at least 40 more likes. So while we're doing this, just reach down there and hit that like button and let YouTube know that you're at least mildly entertained and amused by what we're doing here. I think this is where we are today. Not a whole lot to get into. The background information can be really summed up. I just summed up the first day. The second day was it just got worse than the first day. She's incompetent. I think she's way in over her head. She's 24 at the time, 25 now. This is her second production she worked on alone. She's worked on a total of 7, counting this one, so 6 prior to this, 1 solo project, and that leaves 5 that she's worked with other people, presumably her father, who is allegedly one of the best in the business. And when she says work with him, I'm starting to get the feeling it's just sort of followed him around. I don't know exactly how much authority she had, how much experience she got, how much training she had, but she told yesterday the highlights for her testimony where she's never received any particular training for her job. She Not only does she not have any specific qualifications to be an armor, she does not know whether such qualifications actually even exist. She doesn't have any safety training. She was just starting level 1 of her basic OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration basic safety training. I mean, that's the same training essentially that you get when you start working at a supermarket and they tell you to keep the floors mopped and shit like that. So she hasn't even had basic safety training. She said that she's mixing all of her bullets, and she brought some bullets to the set that she had in a bag for a few weeks. Sarah, the prop master, brought in some bullets from who the fuck knows where. These things were all mixed up. She said that she was responsible for everything, but Sarah helped with everything she was supposed to do. She told Sarah to do it. She trusted Sarah to do it. She trusted this person to do what they were told. She trusted that person to do what they were told. She didn't require the actors to self-check their weapons. She said that, in fact, most of them never do. She very nonchalantly said, well, I tell them to do it. But most of them never do it. She doesn't require them to self-check. She's in a world of fucking negligent hurt here. So I hope it gets better today. But it's been a steady downhill progression since the beginning of her first round of questioning. So I suppose we should just jump into it because we've got quite a bit to get through tonight. I'm going to I'm going to stop it as little as possible. We'll talk over her a bit because there's a lot of useless shit that gets talked about. No need to stop for that. And last thing before we get going, another mention just to hit that like and subscribe. You've done a good job of that. While we're here, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We're still at 21,300. Let's see how high we can get tonight. Hit the like button, hit the notification button. And our very, very first super chat of the evening is from Maddie. Maddie checking in with a donation. Thank you so much, Maddie. That is deeply appreciated. Consider this a thank you for single-handedly getting my legal study group through final season with your content. Oh my, you guys must be incredibly desperate if if this is helping your legal study group through finals. Just don't rely on a damn thing that I say here, because I'm just spouting opinions and talking generally out of my ass. So, all right. Thank you again, Maddie, for getting the ball rolling. And if you have something you want me to talk about, if you have a question you want me to answer, if you have something you need to get off your chest, the best way to do it is through a super chat, because I see that and it's all bright, pretty colors and it draws my attention to it. And I will be sure to read it. And if you just feel like throwing a pile of cash at me, I gratefully accept that as well. I accept it humbly and honor you for your donations. All right. Now, for about the fifth time, let's get into this. We are off to the races. We've got to bring you up to speed. We've got Laura Ingalls back here in her new clothes and her new hair after the shitty t-shirt and the flannel shirt, the purple and green mullet are gone. And now we have this respectable 1820s school teacher here. This is her lawyer / potted plant, who is just basically sitting there to make sure her constitutional rights aren't violated. And this is our lead detective, police officer. She's quite good at her job by eliciting information. And back here is what I presume to be a trainee. So, all right. Where are we at? Let's go for it.
Have you yourself, and not just on this set, but have you ever encountered a defective blank or
a defective dummy?
Yeah.
So, I've had a couple of blanks that haven't gone off, but usually that's because the actor doesn't pull the hammer all the way back. And so it'll just be at half cock. And so when they shoot it, it won't ignite it. And I usually just say like, oh, it was a misfire, to kind of save the actor's face a little bit in that case. And then in terms of bad dummies, I had never experienced a bad dummy.
So what's
I've never experienced a bad dummy. Again, oh, fuck me. I just about knocked this off. Panic attack. By the way, this is my Johnny Depp Mega Pint Legal Vices Pimp Cup full of a delicious plantation pineapple infused rum, dark and stormy tonight. This is our primary. We got a backup bottle of Makers in case we get through that. She says she's never experienced an effective dummy. The three kinds of rounds that we're talking about here are live rounds. They're the ones that go bang, lead flies out and shoots and kills people. Those should not be anywhere near the set. We have blanks. Blanks go bang, but nothing comes out of them. They're just there to make noise and produce smoke. They have eighth loads, quarter loads, half loads, and full loads of gunpowder. And the other type of information, the other type of bullet we're talking about are dummies. Dummies look like real bullets, but there is nothing in them. They're just the casing, maybe the primer cap, and the lead on top. They have a couple of BBs in them, apparently, so you can rattle them and hear that they're not a real bullet, or they'll have a hole drilled in the side. How does something that doesn't do anything malfunction? I've never experienced a dummy round is a really stupid thing to say. You can't have a malfunction with something that doesn't have a function. Just saying. Get that off my chest.
your standard protocol, like if one of them's defective?
The dummies or the blanks?
Either one.
Okay, so if the blanks are defective, usually I'll just take them, I'll put them in my pocket, I'll save them for later, and then if I'm curious enough, I'll just go ahead and shoot them and be like, okay, yeah, they didn't pull the hammer all the way back. Or if the dummies were defective, I guess I would put them in my pocket and just save them to later and check them out.
What does a defective dummy mean, for God's sake?
Ever in your history of working encountered live rounds on the set?
Never.
Okay. And
Mistress Meg, no, dummy rounds don't go boom. Blanks go boom.
Because every
dummy rounds just sit there and look like real bullets.
The other ones have holes on the side, and I've never experienced a round that looked like a dummy and behaved like a blank or anything. So yeah.
She is so imprecise. Sorry.
okay.
Again, I have to stop this again. She is so imprecise with her wording. She's supposed to be the weapons master on set. She said that she was raised around weapons. She's intimately familiar with them. But then she's saying that she's never experienced. What was her wording? Her wording was really, really weird.
Dummy and behaved like the side, and I've never experienced a round that looked like a dummy and behaved like a blank or anything.
I've never experienced a round that looked like a dummy and behaved like a blank. Well, let me tell you what that is. You have a dummy, which is an empty casing that looks like a real bullet, has a primer cap, has the casing, and has the lead on it, but nothing in the casing to make it go boom. You have a blank round that has nothing on top, but has the stuff that makes it go boom. If it looks like a dummy, if it looks like a fake round, and it has real gunpowder in it, guess what that makes it? A dummy that looks like a blank is called a live fucking round. It's a live bullet. A live bullet is simply a dummy that has gunpowder in it. A dummy has no gunpowder. A blank has no the bullet on the head of it. You put those two together and you have a live round. So yeah, two negatives make a positive, I guess. A fake round means it's a fucking real round. Yeah, a bullet that looks like a dummy and behaves like a blank, we call that a live round. For her phrasing and her explanations are so imprecise on this. It's driving me nuts. Yesterday, she's using these words like, I put these bullets over in the thingy, or I left them on the card and the bullets were just kind of chilling for most of the day. she puts things in thingies. She does doohickeys. There, bullets are chilling over there on the cart. She is the most unprofessional explainer of things, and she's supposed to be a master at what she does. This is infuriating. They look like thingies. Oh God. Zach Frisch, thank you for the donation. Good morning. Thanks for breaking this down. If I was a breakdancer, I'd like break down there, but this is appreciated. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's get back to her rambling and me drinking.
Okay. So yeah, I am shaking all of them most of the time.
Okay.
So,
and then I know you said
I'm shaking all of them most of the time.
that's a million times, so just do me a favor. Go over each round and then how the rounds work.
each round of blanks.
Yeah, and dummies.
Oh, sorry. She's
So,
going to explain to
there's,
you
like,
what I just explained to you.
Dummies.
All right, yeah. Okay.
You don't have to go into like
No,
every
that's okay.
specific caliber or anything of this sort, but just
Okay. Let's all right. So a lot of the dummies, the ones with primer caps, those ones mostly go in the belts and everything. A lot of the primer caps are punctured most of the time, because they get hit while they're in the gun. So those will go in the gun sometimes if I don't have the other ones. There are some with holes in the side that also still have the primer caps and everything. And then there's the ones with no primer caps, and there's a hole in the side sometimes too with those, and sometimes there's not. And mostly I like to put the ones with no primer caps into the guns, just to make everyone feel safe. And
yeah, they feel real fucking safe
for
now.
the other ones, those go in the belts, and the ones that have the primer cap and the hole in the side are good for both, really.
okay. And then
for all the lows, yeah, all right. So for all the blanks, all the quarters, so there's eighth loads. Those are the super quietest ones. And I just worked with Ryan Armstrong, that little 11-year-old on the old way, and I had her use those. So especially if it's someone that's really young and new with the guns, I'll make sure that there's the smallest load possible, which is an eighth. Some horses require eighth loads. Most of the time I'll put the box and I'll put horsey rounds on them in my own handwriting. So that way I know.
Horsey rounds.
and are those the eights?
Yeah, those are the eighths. And then sometimes, I will, if it's super close proximity and inside eighths too, but quarters also work for inside proximities that are close. And then on top of that, for the quarters, around kids, around horses too, that's like the last size pretty much allowed. And then we do the half loads if it's going into like a rifle, or if we're outside, like we did a lot of half loads on the show because a lot of it was outside. And then for the full loads, it's very rare still that I use a full load, unless like an actor is just really weird and wants
I was going to make a full load
Alec
joke, but
only
I'm
wanted
above
to train
that.
with full loads because he wanted it to look realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Use a sorry.
Most of the time
It's
I'll
too
use
easy. I'm
full
not going to
loads
make
if
any
it's a
full
really
load jokes.
big
It's
gun,
too
like
easy.
a
It's
trapdoor
below
or
me.
something, a trapdoor rifle. That would have a lot of smoke coming out of it, so you want to make sure it looks realistic.
Okay. Were all of these used for rust?
Fulls were used for us. Some of my eighths were used for
Let's
us.
see.
Quarters were used for us.
Somebody
and
wants
halves
closed
were
captioning
used for
on.
us. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really a variety and just depending on the situation.
Okay. And then
Yeah, you all can give her
is
the full
anyone
load. I'm
allowed
not.
to bring their personal firearms on the set?
No.
Did you see anybody bring personal firearms?
No.
And did you ever see anyone bring ammo?
No.
Well, for fuck's sake, she did something right. Nobody's allowed to bring their own ammunition and weapons. That's she's done one thing right that I can tell at least. Dang. Well, this is also what I was talking about. Orange is the way. This is her imprecise thing. She says that she put the bullets in the unlocked in the prop trailer. She doesn't know if it was locked at night. She didn't lock it, but she thought maybe the truck drivers locked it, and she assumed that the security people were watching it. And some rando guy they had random drivers on some days. And then her big explanation of the guy who had the most contact with the vehicle and the weapons was a Mexican guy. Well, no, it was a Hispanic guy with a mustache and a mid-sized frame. That's how accurate and precise she is at her descriptions. There's a guy in New Mexico that is Hispanic, has a mustache and a medium build. Be on the lookout. That's like 75% of New Mexico. Don't know anyone's name apart from Sarah. Joel was the guy that got shot. That's about the only one I've managed to sort out at this point myself.
Did anybody ask you about going target shooting?
Yeah, the Wranglers made
Cafe
a joke
Henson.
about it one time.
Good to have you here.
And I said something to the effect of, well, you can try, you don't have the ammo.
Okay. What did they say? Do you remember?
Not really.
You
I
can
don't
try,
really remember what they said.
but you don't have
But they
the ammo.
insinuated about.
Hey, baby, I got a
shooting
full
actual
load right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that they were joking, though.
Okay.
A lot of boys on set would be like, oh my God, can we go shoot the guns? Just, yeah.
So no one pressured you into.
No one ever seriously pressured me into it.
No one's pressured her into taking the full
What about
load.
Sarah?
Did she ever mention anything about
Shooting? No. Sarah, yeah, no. She never mentioned anything about shooting, and we left every day at the same time and pretty much got there just around a little after each other.
So as far as safety protocols on set, do you recall any sort of safety protocols during the time of the production?
We had a couple of safety meetings. A lot of days we did not.
Yep, it's getting worse, folks. It's getting worse. I was wondering if it would get worse. Yeah, there's a Swan Lake Lake. Was that a lizard? Yeah, the place where I'm getting the stream from, that's their watermark. They put lizards up every now and then on the screens. Now she's saying that this is the person that's in charge of things that have the potential of killing other people. During this filming, they had a couple of safety meetings. Most of the days they didn't. They're fucking around with guns all the time, and they don't have safety meetings. This woman does not know what a safety protocol is.
Which normally it's typical anytime that there's firearms or live animals on set or open flame, you do a safety meeting. So a lot of those days we did not have a safety meeting. Other than that,
Who hosted them?
Huh?
Who hosted those safety meetings?
Dave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they were about?
Guns, like the guns and everything. We also said, because actors will leave guns around sometimes, they'll forget them. So we always told people, don't ever touch a gun if you see it, because Jensen totally left his on the snack bar one time.
What?
Yeah. We found that pretty promptly.
The fuck?
Yeah, we also said, because actors will leave guns around sometimes, they'll forget them. So we always told people, don't ever touch a gun if you see it, because Jensen totally left his on the snack bar one time.
How the god do you leave a firearm on a bar? Why is there a gun allowed in the snack bar or on the counter? Why aren't they taken immediately after you say cut or some? Yeah. Why are they whatever? I mean, maybe it makes sense to have them around the set, but how do you leave a freaking gun? This ain't smart. Nobody involved in this production. This is an independent film starring Alec Baldwin. It's probably some sort of vanity project because weirdly, I was searching. Okay. Yesterday in my drunken stupor, I mentioned Adam Baldwin being his brother. I know he's not his brother, but my drunk brain talked shit that my sober brain couldn't back up. But Adam Baldwin was all over Alec Baldwin's shit. But you know, there's so much going wrong with this. I can't understand this. And this is, like I said, this seems to be, it's an independent film starring Alec Baldwin, with Alec Baldwin as the producer. I'm thinking this is kind of a vanity project for him, you know, and he certainly didn't hire the most qualified people to do any fucking thing on this production. Yeah. All right. Zach Frisch, thank you again for the donation. This is awesome. I deeply, deeply appreciate it, as always. She seems like the type to wave their gun around at the range and think it's okay because she knows what she's doing. Dunning-Kruger and all that. She doesn't seem to really have a clue what she... And look at the fucking way... Okay, this is... All right. This is just a human decency and respect thing for me. And Hootskin mentioned it. Legal Vice says, why is this vapid idiot sitting and speaking like she's conversing with teachers in a high school break room? Someone is dead. Look at how she's fucking sitting here. Look at how she's just like, she got her leg up over the edge. She's just cashed out. She's talking nonchalantly about not having safety meetings and leaving guns everywhere. And yeah, exactly, Kat Madison. She's got her leg over the arm. That's what I was just saying. You know, she's just an entitled, ignorant little snot rag. I mean, I mean, this is fucked up. She literally has no respect for the process, no respect for the fact that she has had her rights read to her. She's acknowledged that she's read her rights, and everything she says is going to be used against her. Can be used against her and will be used against her. She should be taken as a little bit more seriously. Damn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We found that pretty promptly, but
isn't your snack bar down at base camp?
No.
Where was it?
It's on set. We can't like go all the way back to base for snacks.
Well, so I was like,
no, our I think you're thinking of the cafeteria where we do lunch. Yeah, no, we have Crafty on set, really close to set most of the time. Yeah.
Okay, that would be interesting. Talking about the snack bar, like the little like.
She's taking her blasting pose.
It's Crafty, just a table on set with like nutritious bars on it.
My favorite part of getting towards movie sets.
Oh yeah,
have, like,
I love when they have the trailer. Yeah, those are the legit ones. This one was like stupid cheap. Yeah,
that says it. She's just echoed what we said. This is a stupid cheap set where they don't even have nutrition bars. They don't have a proper snack trailer. They don't. It's a stupid cheap set. Yeah, and you know what? You're stupid. You're the stupid cheap armorer who is also apparently serving as the stupid cheap assistant prop person. Everything about this is stupid.
They barely let her make soup for us. They barely let her make soups for us, and she had to fight hard for the soup.
Have to fight hard for the soup?
The soup angel. She fought hard.
The soup angel.
Did you ever see safety bulletins?
No soup for you.
Where would they be posted, I wonder? You know, sometimes they would put some things in the call sheet, you know, like some safety bulletins and everything.
Do you remember what they said?
I think they would pertain to COVID. They would pertain to, you know, like firearms on set. They would pertain to live animals. Yeah, it's usually kind of like in red on the call sheet.
Okay.
Other than that, they would sometimes in an email, like put it in red, like anything you needed to know about the day.
Do you still have those emails?
I think I might have some of those emails still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to grab those? Because that's, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
A big, who distributes, because you guys would get call sheets the night before.
Yeah.
Right?
Tim Kevin Becerra usually sent them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is his position?
He is also an assistant director, but he's more of the type where he is never on set and his only job is sitting in the office and creating these schedules. And
so kind of like your job as armorer, where it's just to wander around and tell other people to put the ammo away, tell the other people to collect it, tell someone else to find the ammo.
doing all the paperwork.
So he's normally out.
Yeah, he's normally never on set, that poor boy.
All right. Who would you say is in charge of those safety meetings that were being held?
Dave, and then the first time we did it, he let me speak. Yeah, and I told people, you know, like, these are
The sound is
regular
up, Max.
weapons we have on set. Don't stand in front of them. Don't point them at anybody. And then after that, the only other one we had was the day of, and Dave kind of covered most of that.
Okay. Do you remember what he talked about today?
Not entirely. He just told everybody, like, you know, we do have, like, blank.
Okay. So again, the armorer who's in charge of the arms. She didn't do the safety briefing. Dave, Dave's been brought up a few times. I'm not exactly sure who Dave is. Haven't figured that part out yet because I'm too lazy to actually check it out. So if anyone here can tell me who Dave is. Dave gave her safety briefing apparently and said, there's some bullets around here. Be careful not to shoot people.
Not entirely. He just told everybody, like, you know, we do have, like, blanks on set. We are going to have a lot of gunfire today. Real guns on set. No one touched them, you know. Things like that. And also things about the horses he told.
Dave's not here, man.
When did you host the safety meeting?
I never hosted one all by myself.
Okay. What you said that he let you do it though?
He let me hop in on his.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, Hannah, do you have anything else to add? And I said, yeah. And I said, let's be safe, you know, like, no one be standing in the way of these things, and just, like, don't be, if it's pointing in that direction, don't stand in front of it.
Okay. Do you remember what day?
If the gun is pointing that direction, don't stand in front of it. How about don't fucking point it in the direction of people? How about don't fucking touch it unless it's time to go? Don't be an idiot. Damn. My blood pressure's going up. Need more alcohol. It's a depressant.
Day that was then?
That was the first day we had gunfire on set, which I believe was the second day that we started on set filming.
Wow, so this was the second day of filming. Off to a great fucking start.
So what do you teach actors or crew members when it comes to gun safety?
So it really also depends on the actors too. You know, like big ones like Nick Cage, if they tell me if they tell the director, like, you know, that they don't really care to do it, I can try to teach them for the most part, but like a lot of the times they might not even listen to me or really pay attention or be on their phone. Alec was on his phone a lot of that entire thing. But for the most part, they put me in training this time. It was pretty irregular how I trained actors this time.
It was pretty irregular how I trained actors this time. What was irregular about it? And, you know, hey, it seems like she really wanted to keep her job. It seems like she's afraid that if she goes in and says, damn it, we're going to run this thing professionally. I don't give a shit if you're Tom Cruise or Joe Buttfuck over there. You're all going to have exactly the same training and you're going to pay attention or we're not going to film. I don't think she wanted to say that because she was afraid she'd get sacked and they'd hire somebody else.
This time they put 9 people all together in one day that I was supposed to train. And during this time, they put a ton of producers right there. Normally I train the actors one-on-one. It makes them feel comfortable. It allows them to not be distracted and everything. And this time they had me training 3 people at once and a ton of producers behind me. The director is there too.
Now, let's not forget, Alec Baldwin is an actor and he is also the producer. So he's there in a dual role. All right.
The producers are talking to the actors. The actors were distracted even too.
That's when you say,
I
shut the
tried
fuck
my
up and
best
listen
to
to
work
me.
with all three of them. I worked with Jensen. You could probably see a video of him saying, like, she showed me, like, this is how you check it. You know, this is how we make sure it's safe. So I try to do that standard same thing every time, show them how to check their own gun and show them how to make sure it's safe. And then I always I have them draw it a few times, you know, with nothing in there. Make sure that they have the draw down. Usually a little before that, I'll have them like just fire off a couple of quarter loads, you know, so they can get the idea of not drawing it from their thing, but just holding it and firing.
Not drawing it from their thing. Don't pull your thing out in public, Alec. Again, just listen to the imprecision in her explanation. This shows an absolute lack of mastery of anything she's doing.
It so they can understand what they're going to be doing. Okay. And then after that, we work on the actions that they're going to specifically do. So, you know, if I know that they have a scene and everything, we kind of talk it out together and like how they would run, pull it out, what they could do, you know, how not to let it fall on the ground, how not to like let rocks get inside of it. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What about safety rules? Do you advise them any of those?
Safety rules such as I tell them all the time not to point them at each other. That's my biggest one. And I always say to everyone in front of them, I'm like, if you don't have to be here, don't be here.
Don't give her the answers, Kevin.
Other than that, safety-wise, I tell them to keep their finger out of the trigger guard unless they're ready to shoot, because that's how a lot of accidental discharges will happen. And that's just what my dad's told me, at least. So I always try to.
That's what my dad told me. That's what I know. Not that's what I researched. No, that's not what I, you know, that's what I've experienced. My dad told me that happens a lot. All right, on with the incompetence parade. And for those of you that are just joining us, this is part 2 of a 3-part interrogation of her. This is her second interrogation by the police. She's the armorer on set who apparently doesn't know a goddamn thing about arms or how to do things. If you're liking what we're doing here, reach down there, hit subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit like to get the word out there. We've got 130 likes so far and 228 here. So 100 of you get your ass on over there and hit that like button. Don't be a degenerate. Don't be whatever she is. Be responsible. Hit that like button. And if you haven't done so, I would deeply appreciate your subscription. Let's make this channel grow and let's get back to her.
I advise them to keep their finger out of the trigger guard, and yeah.
Okay. Besides you,
she has no certification whatsoever. She doesn't even know if she needs a qualification to do this job. She said
Sarah
that yesterday.
was kind of trained by Seth. Yeah. I believe Sarah did a show before, and I think that there was
Sup, Brazil?
involved in the show. And Seth, I trained her personally for that.
Okay.
And then I also kind of showed her what to do at the beginning of it to make sure that she wouldn't have an accidental discharge. But she still did so.
I hate when I have an accidental discharge.
So before any gun scene,
oh God, my brain is like a 12-year-old.
Or filming or anything of sort, did they do a brief?
You know, sometimes they would have time to like really go into it and everything and like kind of, you know, work out the action. Sometimes they would do like an overall one, you know, where they kind of just say like bang, 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 bang. So we did have some rehearsals. Sometimes, you know, there wasn't always rehearsals.
Okay.
So sometimes, yeah, we totally had like rehearsals, usually the big ones, and we just kind of have people go bang, 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 bang.
All right.
Bang, bang on the door, baby. Love Shack, baby.
The show and tell day where you brought out,
yeah,
pretty much everything, right?
Yeah, we brought out every gun that we had.
Donna for the win. Hannah is her dad's accidental discharge.
The director really just wanted a lot of options for people, especially because there are so many big names on this. So he wanted to be sure that all the actors knew that it was possible for them to switch around with guns, and that just because we had thought that they would look good with that gun doesn't mean that they were stuck with it.
Okay. Can you go into a little bit more detail about how this day played out? Like, where did you guys set up this table?
Okay.
And
Yeah. So the day played out. We go to the edge of the town and everything, away from all the people working on the other side. They set up a table. They set up an easy up for us, and
What's an easy up?
the prop truck was coming later that day. So that was finally the first day that we got to get the prop truck going. I brought a gun safe in my tiny Hyundai fitted in there, and so I had that with me right next to.
Oh yeah, and for those of you that weren't here yesterday, this gun in this tiny safe, this gun was in a tiny safe in Sarah, the prop master's garage, unlocked in her car overnight. Good job.
To us, and I kept all the ammunition in my trunk and everything, and Sarah had all of the guns in her trunk, and so we took all those guns out of the trunk and we put them on the table. We had 2 tables, so we had 2 tables filled with long rifles, short guns, a lot of guns. And then also once the
That was very Trump.
show and tell was
Long
over,
guns,
Joel
short
was pretty
guns,
cool.
a
He
lot
was
of
happy
guns.
with everything. After that was over, he stuck around, and then like I think the first couple of actors showed up for training and everything, because I remember they said like, okay, you're gonna have like 3 at this time and like 3 here and 3 there, and I was like, all right, like that's kind of manageable. And it is kind of manageable, you know, and it definitely, I've worked with 2 at a time before.
I bet
3
you
is
have.
manageable, but like also then all of a sudden with the actors, all these producers came, like a ton of producers.
So what? Who cares how many people are there? Just do your damn job, whether there's 1 person or 10,000 people watching you do it.
And so the producers are just kind of behind us the whole time. The guns are out there. We put a lot of them away that we didn't need for the training that day. So Sarah put a lot of those away, and we just kept those in my car because I had the safe, and ultimately I was going to put them in the safe. At the end
I'm
of the
so
day.
looking forward to watching Sarah's interrogation. I want to figure out what the fuck her deal is.
And everything. And then all of a sudden, a producer just like jumps into the training because I guess he was also firing, but they didn't schedule him for me. So at one point I was training 4 people at one time.
4 people at one
time. It was
time.
a little chaotic.
Why is training 4 people more chaotic than 1 person? Someone gets out of line. You say, shut the fuck up and listen to me. All of you, shut up now. I'm talking here. Sit down. This is serious freaking business. We're not moving forward until you all sit down, shut up, and listen to what I'm saying. Have a little authority. She's just all like, you know, casual, like, hey, I'm in control. This isn't a big deal. They don't respect me. You know, they do their shit. God, this is annoying. She is just way too young. She lacks lead. She has 0 leadership skills, 0 leadership capabilities. She has no idea how to articulate anything. Zach Frisch, making it rain. Thank you so much. Safety equals consistency and redundancy. She's lazy. That is exactly where accidents happen. Accidents happen when you do something 1 billion times with no accidents, and then 1,000,001, you don't pay as much attention as you did for the first 1,000,000,000 times you did it. Poor chaotic little life. Oops, there we go. 3, 4, or 9. Yeah, she said there was 9. What it was she said there's 9 people. They were supposed to do 3 at a time, but one time she had to do 4, and it was chaotic.
Yeah. So
when you had them, sorry, but when you had them all out on the table, how many people would you say were there, like max at a time, that were
probably like 10
messing?
10, and like not everyone was really allowed to mess with them, you know, like a couple producers like would ask if they could touch them. Ultimately, I always get pissed at people if they touch them without my permission.
Can I touch it? Can I touch it? Please let me touch it. So there's guns and ammunition laying out on these carts. There's 10 people hanging around, and they're all saying, please let me touch the gun. Please let me touch it. And she would get pissed, apparently.
Okay.
Joel, I let do that. You know, Joel is the director.
Okay, Joel's the director.
Um,
Joel's the
but
guy that
yeah,
got shot.
Other than that, most people were there, and most people would be like, wouldn't even ask to touch them. Yeah, good.
Were they all asking to touch it, or was nobody asking to touch it? Or did only Joel ask to touch it?
Like 10 producers were there.
Okay.
Yeah, and Gabby and Ro were there at the beginning, and eventually, like, they left with kind of everybody.
Okay.
And then towards the end of, so at the beginning of the day, I was supposed to train 6, and then I had an hour-long break, you know, and I think I was there from like 9 to like 2 or 8 and 9 to 2, just training actors pretty much the entire time, and doing the show and tell. And then so I trained 6 of them then, and then plus that producer that they threw in there randomly. And then after that, an hour went by, and I trained Devin and I trained Miller. And yeah, and the last guy didn't show up.
Okay. Who was the producer that you trained?
Nathan.
Okay. Do you remember his last name?
No, not really. He was on set a lot. He was like a nice younger one, kind of.
Okay. How long would you say you spent with each group training?
With each actor, probably like 30, 20 minutes or so. Yeah, usually I like to work with the actors one-on-one and get like a full 30 minutes to an hour in, you know? But that's just not how it went on this one.
Who made that call?
Gabrielle.
Okay. Did she give you a time limit?
She just put 3 people together. Like, she scheduled it like that, and she said they had other things to do and had other, you know, they had to go and do training with the Wranglers. And a lot of this training was like the day before. Yeah, they're like, ride a horse now, and now you get to shoot a gun, and like, yeah.
You get to shoot a gun off a horse.
Yeah, honestly, this is crazy because a lot of the times they have actors start working with the horses like months in advance because you can grasp the guns a little quicker than like a weird living animal and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they didn't have people training on horses well in advance for this either, which I thought was pretty wild.
A little off subject, but I was, you know, we brought Jensen in here and spoke to him, and I found out that the gentleman who provided the horses for this set, I used to actually be a wrangler for him.
Oh, really? That's fun. Isn't he so cute?
See, I like this cop. She just puts everybody at ease. She's even got the lawyer smiling. She's like, "Oh yeah, I know the guy. You know, I used to be a wrangler for him. This is awesome. Yeah, he's so cute. Yeah, she is putting her at ease, and she's just letting her cut her throat 6 ways to Sunday. She's doing a very good job of interrogating.
Yeah, no, the horses are scary. I honestly, I was trying to get out of Westerns because every Western I'm on, a horse almost kills me.
Yeah.
Every Western I've been in, a horse has almost killed me. Libby, yes, that's her lawyer. Yeah, that's her lawyer. Nice, Chris. Based horses. The horses, they've almost killed me. Oh my God. All right. Let's see how the horses, you know, let's see how the horses have tried to murder her. I think she might be confusing horses trying to kill her with being donkey punched. I'm not sure.
Shit you not. Like, horses back up crazy. And like, no one even said like not to walk behind the horses on this. And I was like, Sarah. I was like, what the?
Okay, question. How many of you live in a big city or other place where you've never actually been around a real horse? And how many of you know you don't walk behind a horse? That should be one of the things that you need to be told exactly once in your life when you're a small child, or you watch videos and see movies of horses kicking the living fuck out of people. I mean, obviously, if you can't tell by the hat, I grew up around horses. Uh, now, having grown up around horses, I can tell you that when I was 13 years old, I fucked up and I got behind a horse, and that fucker just about knocked the bejesus out of me. For about a month, I had this glorious horseshoe-shaped bruise right in the middle of my chest. Thankfully, it hit the mid part of my chest. Otherwise, if it had hit me on the sides of my ribs, I think it would have shattered my ribs. But it hit me kind of like right in the sternum. I couldn't fucking breathe for about 3 minutes. And I had this gorgeous, perfect horseshoe-shaped bruise on my chest. And that's when I learned once, you don't walk behind a horse. You don't have to be told that every time you get around a horse. Remember, don't walk behind this horse. As someone who does Westerns, babe, you should know all about this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oops. She's got a god-awful Southern. She's a Valley girl. Yep. Southern California Valley girl attitude. And speaking that I had to grow up with in the 80s, 90s. Oh, like totally for sure, acolyte. We totally know what you're saying. Oh, gag me with a spoon. She's a Valley girl. That's a great Frank Zappa song, by the way. She's like, oh my God. She's like a total Valley girl. She's like, yeah, that horses, they tried to kill me. And like, oh my God. Like, they were totally Lord God Bufu horses that like, they were shooting me and shit. Like, I just couldn't, it was all, wow, the horses. Yeah, exactly. Ugh. Everything about this woman annoys me. Moose are scary. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, I'll tell you a moose story someday. I've had a couple of run-ins with some moose, or meese as they're commonly known in their plural form. Rebecca H. grew up in L.A. I know never to walk behind a horse. Yep. Cows, they step on. I used to milk cows. I milked cows briefly in my work history, and they'll fucking step on you. And like you said, they do like that weird little like ninja sidekick thing. Yep. Other people live in big cities, know not to do it. Yeah, it's not that hard of a concept to wrap your mind around. Big animal, big feet. They've seen videos and movies of people kicking them. You don't need to do it. Got bit by a horse pretty bad once, but yeah. Well, yeah, good point. RD Noobs here says, if you ride horses regularly, then you can walk behind them without fear because you know their character and care for them. Only horses that are mistreated try to kick someone, or if they don't know you and they perceive you if you're a dick and they perceive you as a threat. But yeah, I mean, generally, if you're cool, the horse knows you, you've been around the horse before, you're cool with each other, you're good. Yeah, so let's figure out how the horse tried to murder this woman. The Valley girl and the horses, the murderous horses, like for sure.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, I was just like the complete lack of just like, yeah.
Yeah, I used to.
God damn it. Her precision. Like the total like the total complete lack of just like yeah. Thank you for getting your point across in such an effective manner, fucking Shakespeare. It was like the complete lack of like just yeah.
To wrangle for him.
Yeah, I love Valley. He's a sweetheart, but yeah, the horses are bad. But honestly, like it's been a long time.
There are no bad horses. There's only bad people, bitch.
Because I have been doing independence. You know, no one can afford like the good horses that Magnificent Seven had back when I was there in 15, you know.
Well, you used to do all kinds.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Let me spit out that piece of ice. Listen to how nonchalant she is about that. Like she was the fucking armorer for the Magnificent Seven.
That Magnificent Seven had back when I was there in 15.
These horses are bad. They're not like the awesome horses that Magnificent Seven had back when I was there in 15. Okay, we're in 22 now. The shooting happened in 21 when she was 24. So we go back, 6 years? 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. She was 18 years old or 17 years old when the Magnificent Seven was filming, which means she was probably just summer vacation from her fucking Valley Girl high school, following her father around the set. She makes it sound like, oh yeah, I was in charge of this shit back in the Magnificent Seven, and it was awesome because I had all these expensive, good horses. But yeah, these horses are bad. They ain't like them horses that Magnificent Seven had all the way back there in 15. Good Lord. Listen to her talk like she actually had something to fucking do with the Magnificent Seven rather than just following dad around. Yeah, she's got these power sitting stances, and she's doing it while she's talking about being in charge or implying that she was in charge back in 15 on the Magnificent Seven with them horses. That's something interesting to look into, is if her father has said anything, assuming he's still alive.
Well, he used to do all kinds of like trail rides and stuff like that too. But I mean, I can tell you, like, because he goes, when they do trail rides, they go up, that mountain that has a cross on it down at the end of Bonanza. Yeah. So he used to take the horses up that mountain. Yeah. And I just remember one day he put me on a
listen to the cop tell this story that's so engaging. Even the lawyer is getting into it.
Like, she was hot. She was a hot horse. Yeah. And so he slightly drugged her up before this.
Legal vices. Does she really not grasp the trouble she's in, or is she just acting that way? I doubt it.
Off in her own world. We'll just say that.
Yeah. A couple of the horses got loose on this. One made a full ass run for it 3 times during one scene. They did their best they could to catch it, and eventually they started.
Even the horses are trying.
They made 3 good runs.
The film crew quit the day before this shooting happened. A huge number of the film crew quit. And even the horses are trying to get off the fucking set, apparently. Let's see, where did the comment go? Someone asked, who is this woman? She is the armorer. She's the head armorer, actually the only armorer on the movie set Rust. She's the one that was in charge of handling all of the weapons and all of the ammunition and safety training and making sure people followed protocols and rules. Apparently none of which she did. Literally none of which she did. There's been a lot of people interviewed here. We'll just have to keep seeing how we're going. The lawyer here, there's really nothing that he can do at this point. She talked the whole first day without a lawyer there. And he basically, your lawyer protects you from, you make sure that the police aren't asking seriously unconstitutional questions or there's not, it's not like in the movies where the lawyer is just sitting here saying, don't answer that, don't do that, interrupting after every question. He's basically there monitoring, making sure that her rights aren't being violated. If there's a question, he's done it once that I recall. If there's a question that could be clarified, he'll ask a clarifying question, or he can suggest a way that she could phrase her answers, but she's just running with it. Yeah. What do you do at this point? And again, As long as we're on a break here, never a bad time to grift for likes. Please smash that like button. And I don't mean just click it, smash it. 254 of you here, 196 likes. We can pick up at least 60 more likes based on the number of people here. So pop on over there, hit the like button. And if you haven't already done so, I would be deeply appreciated. I would deeply, deeply appreciate it and be forever indebted to your soul if you would hit that subscribe button if you have not already done so.
Right past the bathrooms, and I was like, oh my
Oh, thank
god,
you.
that's gonna hurt somebody.
I love horses, but
I don't
I
like
like
horses
to hate
because of
horses.
westerns. Westerns have made me not like horses. Horses and guns just suck.
oh,
Westerns have made me not like horses. Horses and guns suck. I'm assuming she means the combination of horses and guns together, because a lot of horses, especially ones that aren't as good as the ones that were on the Magnificent Seven back in 15. A lot of horses, especially the poorly trained horses, don't mix well with gunfire a lot of times. I'm assuming that she just doesn't hate guns because of working on Westerns. She is so inarticulate. She has such an amazingly bizarre way of expressing herself. Well, it's not amazingly bizarre. It's like a 24-year-old, now 25, that doesn't really grasp her job or get what's going on. She's just trying to be so casual here, and it's so not helpful. I don't get it, really.
Hannah, are you a certified firearms instructor?
I don't know.
Okay. Have you ever taken like?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I got a question for all of you here that are watching this right now. All 253, I have a question for all 254 of you that are watching this right now. She does not know the answer to this question. I've got a question for all of you, all 254 of you. And you can answer how, a Y for yes, an N for no, and an I for I don't know. How many of you are certified firearms instructors? I'm guessing that amongst the 254 of you, there will be 0 that say, I don't know. Nova Zephy, knock that shit off right now. You're not helping. She was literally asked, are you a certified firearms instructor? And she literally answered, I don't know. For fuck's sakes. And are you a certified? Oh my
Guns
God.
just suck.
Oh. Hannah, are you a certified firearms instructor?
I don't know.
Okay. Have you ever taken like any courses or anything to become an instructor?
No.
Okay.
So the person that's supposed to be instructing actors and actresses about firearm safety on the set of movies, the person who's supposed to be instructing people about firearms, does not only have no idea if she's a certified firearms instructor or not, she has not taken a single class in relation to being a certified firearms instructor. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that if she hasn't taken any classes on becoming a certified firearms instructor, she's probably not one. So I think we can safely assume that A, she hasn't taken a single class, and 2, because she hasn't taken a single firearms instructor class. She's not a certified firearms instructor, but she, this brilliant fucking princess here, does not know whether or not she's a certified firearms instructor, although she is aware that she hasn't taken a single class to become one. This is planet idiot. Crow Red Eye asks, why in the holy hell was she hired? Who thought she was qualified? Her dad is apparently very, very well qualified, and I'm sure she came cheap for this indie project. All right, back at her.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if that's required for this.
Yeah, and it might not be, but more just, your background and
Yeah,
your
totally.
interest in this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, mostly just trained with my dad. My dad probably wouldn't send me to go train with someone else exactly,
My dad, wouldn't exactly send me to go train with someone else exactly, God, I hate this speech. I hate the way she talks.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he is kind of the industry.
So as far as the accidental discharges on set, when did they occur?
Okay.
Okay, accidental discharge jokes are done.
So I think when it was October 17th, they both occurred within 10 minutes of each other.
So they were on the same day?
They were on the same day, and it was chaotic for that little bit. But anyway, so I go to the bathroom. It's the first time I've been able to step off of set. I think it's 4 to maybe 3 o'clock.
It's 4 to maybe 3 o'clock. Way to fucking pin down this accidental discharge into a 3-hour window.
Finally get to step off set. I'm on the toilet, and all of a sudden I hear some screaming in my earpiece. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I hear Dave say, it's okay, everyone, it's just a misfire. And I go, what the fuck? So I run out of the bathroom with my pants halfway down.
Ew, thanks for that visual.
Running to set, trying to figure out what happened. And I walk up to set, and Sarah's loading the guns. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? And she's all like, oh, good.
Sarah's loading the guns. Is Sarah the prop master or is she the armorer? Why the shit was Sarah loading the guns? Why aren't you on? You can say, hey, I got to run and take a piss. I'll be right back. You should be on set, babe, during anytime there's a firearm going and a camera rolling and anything going on. And Sarah should not be reloading that. That is your job. So, yeah.
I was like, what happened? She's like, nothing really. Can you load the one in there? And I say, okay, I'll go in there and I'll load that one because I had been loading that Henry with that stuntman.
What's going on? Oh, nothing.
Probably,
okay.
Most of the day. So I go in there and I load it with him. I load that one with him and I tell him, all right. So I said, all right, you got about 13 quarter or half loads in there. I can't really remember what it was for that particular scene. That might have been, the actors were outside, so those were probably quarters. So I tell him you have about 13 quarter loads in there. And he said, is there one in the chamber? And I said, yes. And he said, okay. And I said, okay. So don't touch the trigger. And he was like, okay. And I walk out. And then I go up to Sarah and I said, hey, what happened? And she was like, I heard there was a misfire, which is the wrong terminology for it even. That's an accidental discharge.
Do you know any of the right terminology for anything?
And she's like, yeah, I was loading it. And she's like, and it just went off. And I said, because I had to train her how to put them in and make sure that the hammer goes down gently enough. Because I asked her if she knew how to do that from Seth. And she's like, yeah, but let me just do it again a couple of times in front of you. And I saw her do it. And I was like, no. I was like, put your thumb all the way over the trigger. I mean, not the trigger, the hammer.
Okay, so Sarah is loading the guns when she's never apparently ever done this before. And she's letting it happen. She's letting Sarah load them. She's teaching the prop master how to do the loading of weapons. And She's talking about how you have to let the hammer down easy. Now, I have a big question because, well, first of all, she confused trigger with hammer, which is a bad sign. But when you're loading a revolver or even a rifle, there's no reason to have the hammer is the part that goes and it makes it go bang. There is no reason to have the hammer pulled back when you're loading a goddamn weapon. Who does that? The hammer should be in its resting position when you're loading it. Who the fuck would load a weapon with the hammer back?
Otherwise, you know, if you don't put it all the way over, your hands will be sweaty sometimes and it'll slip. And so she was loading it, and I'm not exactly sure what happened. Like I said, I was in the bathroom, but guns don't just go off like
okay,
that.
So is that what she's talking about?
Most likely that you made a mistake just loading it and that the hammer came down too quick.
Okay.
And, you know, when you're in a rush, that can happen. It hasn't happened to me, but I can understand it happening. And then as soon as that had happened and I walked outside and I was asking her about that, next thing I know, boom, inside of the fucking thing.
Okay, well, Colin Doyle says it has to be back to loaded on this style of revolver. Okay, it is a mid 1800s. It would be a single action, so yeah, it has to be pulled back a bit. You are correct there. Otherwise, the hammer and the firing pin sits a little too far. Yeah, okay, you are correct. Okay. I was thinking the double action style thing, the modern revolvers. This is a mid 1800s thing. I gotcha. You are correct.
I told him this gun was hot. I know for a fact I did, and we were up, and I walked outside and I was asking her.
Go back a little bit here.
That can happen. It hasn't happened to me, but I can understand it happening. And then as soon as that had happened, and I walked outside and I was asking her about that, next thing I know, boom, inside of the fucking thing. And I already told him this gun was hot. I know for a fact I did, and we were doing that scene all day. So this man knows this gun is hot. And then I go in there and I said, what the fuck are you doing in here? And he tells me, he's like, I don't know, it just went off. And I was like, well, it's a lever action rifle, and that's not really how that works, bud. You know? So, pissed him off a little bit, but I said, all right, be careful in here. Thankfully, we were doing that scene pretty much all day, so I think a lot of camera had their earplugs in, but
it was inside when it went off then?
It was inside of this, little shack that they were in, and most of the camera crew was in there at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
listen to how much disdain she's talking. I mean, the disdain in her voice as she's talking about these actors. We did this, he did that, I did that. He got pissed off. The horses suck. None of the actors do anything right. Nobody listens to me. They don't do this. They're on their phone. Nicolas Cage doesn't give a shit. Listen to the disdain in her voice rather than taking responsibility. Well, now is not the good time to admit responsibility, but I mean, at the time, this is an Amber Heard-y sort of thing where she's not taking responsibility for anything. It's all somebody else's fault. It's all somebody else not doing their job. It's all somebody else doing your job. Take a little bit of pride in your work. Take a little, assert yourself. You are the boss when it comes to weapons on set. Colin Doyle, thank you so much. Oh, I deeply appreciate it. Thanks for shouting out my comment. That's the first for me. Enjoying the streams. Keep up the good work. Like I'm paying attention to what's going on the screen. I don't see a lot of the comments. I see some of them. If I ask a question, I'll watch it a bit. If I say something and I'll of pertinence, I'll look over and see, and I don't catch them all. So if there's any question you have, if there's any comment you want to make and want to make sure I see it and read it, the super chats are the best way to go, and they are deeply, deeply appreciated. But that will guarantee you get your question answered or your comment made.
That one was inside, and then there was also a popper misfire with special effects.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was the day. That was the day that we first started shooting and everything. We had pretty good luck with that. Every time, we got done with the scene, I count all the shots. so I know if there's still a hot gun on set. So I was looking for that, and most of the time I would just run to the actor and be like, don't touch it, it's hot still.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as when Sarah's gun went off, is that possible if you like drop the hammer too quickly that it can discharge?
Yeah, totally. And
Without
it was
pulling the trigger?
yeah, no, that
Yeah.
happens. That happens.
Okay.
If well, see, that's the thing. No, so you have to pull the trigger in order to bring that hammer all the way down, you know? So you have your finger on the hammer, and in order to get the hammer to release back to a position where the person could grab it and do the scene, you have to you have to touch the trigger and slowly lower the hammer down.
As you pull the trigger back, you lower the hammer.
Down. So if your finger isn't there to stop it while you're loading it, it's going to come down and shoot it.
So now I understand why that can happen. Everybody has said that it happens often, of this kind of stuff. So
that totally can happen often.
Well, you'll see like a lot of times, like with a lot of speed shooters or like in the old Westerns where they'll just like fan the hammer without pulling the trigger. They'll pull the hammer back just enough and let it go so it comes down on the firing pin. And you have to pull these old guns back. You have to pull the hammer back at least halfway to get the cylinder to rotate to bring the next bullet in front of the barrel and the firing pin, in between those two. And so if you get good enough to fan it back enough times, you can literally go through the whole round just by going bang, 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 flipping, just like pulling the hammer back and letting it go. So that, it's easy if you don't know what you're doing to misfire, which is why you fucking train people, you dumb bitch. I almost said the C word again. People don't like when I say the C word. Hey, thank you so much. I wonder if Alec watched this video and said, I'm totally screwed. He probably watched his own interrogation and said, I'm totally screwed. Go back. The Alec Baldwin interview was I think it was the second video I uploaded. I reviewed that just sort of as a test video. He kind of screwed himself in his interrogation, which was also conducted without the presence of a lawyer.
And it's just because ultimately you do have to lower down that hammer again in order to start the scene. You can't like give it to the actor like cocked back and everything, you know. So yeah, and it's the same with a lot of like even my 22, I have to do that as well. You know, like I'll bring it back. There's like a little piece that stays back, and unless I hold that and slowly release it,
little piece. That's the technical term for that part of her weapon. Little piece.
Holding my trigger, that would go off too.
Interesting.
So even my Walter P.
about revolvers.
And that's just my Walter P22. That's not a revolver. Like that's just a regular like magazine.
In order to load these, does the hammer have to be back?
It has to be half cocked. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, and then you have to bring it back all the way, or like kind of you can bring it back from a half cock, kind of, but it helps to bring it back all the way and just bring it down slowly.
Okay. After both of those accidental discharges, what happened?
JC, thanks for joining. Come back again.
This day is kind of when Sarah and I butt heads. Because ultimately, like after hers, I was livid. And then after that one, I was like furious. And so I tell her, I was like, no, dude, I was like, what just happened? And like, I'm getting heckled by the fucking stuntman at this point.
Even they realize you're full of shit.
I said, no, dude, that like wasn't okay. We need to talk to production about this because a lot of people are probably pissed about that because it happened within 10 minutes of each other, two of them. And I was like, oh my God, I literally screamed out, what the fuck is happening? But so I told Sarah, I was like, hey, we should probably talk to production about that. And like, Sarah is embarrassed at this point. She's shaking. Her face is like pretty mad. And she's not really responding to me too much. I said, well, like, you know, you did that while loading it. And I was like, so I'm not sure if people are going to want you loading the guns anymore. And she was like, well, yours just went off in there after you loaded it. And I said, yeah, well, I can't be responsible for every dickhead fucking stunt guy.
I can't be responsible for every fucking dickhead stunt guy. Well, actually, you kind of are because you're the weapons master and you're kind of responsible for Sarah not knowing how to load a weapon but letting her do it and not paying attention. You're kind of responsible for a lot of things here. Come on, Hannah. You got to do better than this. Donna Hannaford, Jeff, the Australian word cunt is not bad. Okay, so yeah, that was the Australian word I was going for, not the American word. I meant cunt in the Australian sense.
That gets a hold of the gun and doesn't understand the concept that it's hot.
Right.
You know? And she was like, all right, well, so we'll go ahead. So I was like, we need to talk to pre-production. I'll let you talk to them. I'm not trying to get us in trouble here. I'm just saying, like, we need to mind this because a lot of people are probably pissed. And the next thing I know, I get a text from Seth. So she was there. She was like mad, angry texting. And I thought she was probably talking to the producers. And the next thing I know, I get a text from Seth. And Seth tells me, Sarah told me about her accidental discharge. It was an accident. Accidents happen. You need to get over it.
Oh, I hope that text exists. If that text still exists, Seth may be in a little bit of trouble. Accidents happen. Guns just fucking accidentally discharge. Shit happens. Get over it. Well, shit happens, and you can get over it unless you're the cinematographer. Ugh.
And I said, get over it. I was like, what are you talking about? I said, I'm not making a big deal about this. I was like, I'm not going to production to rat on her. I don't know what the fuck you're going on about.
Okay, that's interesting. That's not where I thought she was going with that statement, but that's where I guess I should have expected her to go with it. He said, get over it. And I said,
get over it. I was like, what are you talking about?
At this point, when she said, get over it, what are you talking about? I thought she was going to say, get over it. What are you talking about? This was a fucking accidental discharge of a firearm on set by some guy dicking around with a gun when he shouldn't have been, that could have caused a serious accident. That's what I thought she was going to say. But no, she said, what do you mean, get over it? I wasn't going to make a big deal about it. Shut the fuck up. She went totally 180 degrees opposite of where I thought she was going with that. I thought she was going to get pissed because he wasn't making a big deal out of it. But she was getting pissed because he thought that she would make a big deal out of it, and she didn't plan on making a big deal out of it.
I said, I'm not making a big deal about this. I was like, I'm not going to production to rat on her. I don't know what the fuck you're going on about.
So there was nobody from production in the area.
I think there was people from production in the area. I think there were like two, the regular chubby producer, he was there, and I think Nathan might have even been there.
And nobody.
They were there.
The chubby producer. Yeah, I think the chubby producer was there. Maybe he was hanging out with the driver, the Hispanic guy with the mustache of medium build. Damn, girl, you got to get your description game better than this.
A lot. No one said anything. Sarah apologized on the spot, I guess. I didn't really apologize for that because I'm just trying to figure it out at this point. And
we're into the maker's mark now.
Stuntman.
I don't even know his name. I think his name was Blake.
Balake.
Yeah,
Balake, the
stuntman. Didn't have
stuntman.
me train him at all with the gun. And he's Alex's stunt double, mind you. So, Alex's stunt double. So he probably should have at least been trained, but also Alan, the stunt.
She actually said Alex's stunt double. She doesn't even know Alec Baldwin. I thought it was just a closed captioning error, but she actually calls him Alex. Alex's stunt double.
Coordinator was like, all my guys know what the fuck they're doing, so don't worry about them. So yeah.
I resent you talking like that because that's how we talk.
Didn't get to work with that guy. So, the stunt double. Yeah. His name, I think his name was Blake. Yeah, they also didn't have me train him at all with the gun, and he's Alex's stunt double.
Yeah, she did say Alex's.
So
dumbass.
Alex's stunt double. So he probably should have at least been
She's like,
trained,
who?
But also, Alan, the stunt
Tanasha
coordinator, was
R,
like, "Oh my
thank you
God,
so
know what
much
the
for
fuck
that
you're
super
doing,
sticker.
so
You're
don't
awesome.
worry about them."
I deeply appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Didn't get to work with that guy. And back to like the Seth thing, I went up to Sarah about it and I was like, hey, I texted her and I was like, I'm sorry if you thought I was trying to start problems about this.
You should have
I
started
was just
problems.
trying to say that we should tell production because I wouldn't be surprised if we both got fired for that. I wouldn't we need to make sure that everyone still feels comfortable after that. And she said, right. She said, no, I understand. I contacted Gabby and Ro about it. And I went ahead and told Seth, and I apologized to everyone on the spot. And I think they're going to just move past this and move by it. And I was like, okay, cool. As long as you contacted the producers.
Okay. But
Other than
you
that-
didn't ever see her actually contact them?
No, I didn't. And also at that point I had already pissed her off and she went to Seth about it. So I wasn't going to fuck with that anymore. And I just let her handle it.
Okay.
Because
you didn't go to
ultimately
the producers yourself?
No, because she was my boss and already was yeah.
Okay. To your knowledge, do you know of any reports being made about those?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I have been wondering recently if she did talk to them, and no one from production talked to us about it, which I thought was pretty weird. Like no one even said like, all right guys, like get your shit together. Like no one said anything to us, at least to me directly.
Do you have to be told to do your job?
So when Sarah's went off, what happened? Did you take the gun after that, or what happened with it after?
After that, we just had to keep loading it for the stunt guys, and ultimately, after hers went off, I didn't exactly have the option. We had 3 people that needed to be loaded right then.
Okay.
So I didn't exactly have the option.
I'm getting loaded
that day, and also she is my boss, so I'm
Does
not
she
allowed to
continue
take
to
her
load?
off of guns. Yeah, she does continue to load.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay, wait. Okay. This is the first time since this started she has said that Sarah is her boss. That causes me a little bit of concern that the armorer is under the prop person. And she says Sarah is her boss. And this was kind of there was some confusion yesterday about this. She was saying she had a contract, but the contract didn't really give her a job description, didn't really say what she was doing. But she said that she was also assigned to be an assistant prop person. So now she's saying that Sarah, who is the prop master, is her boss. It's looking more and more like she was hired as an assistant prop person and was given duties as an armorer, as opposed to vice versa, being hired as the armorer and then agreeing to do some prop work. You could argue that the props, that the armorer is under the props department, but to say she's your boss, the armorer should be an independent contracted position where she answers directly to whoever signed the contract. But her schedule and whatnot would need to be coordinated with the props people, I would imagine. But to have someone, the prop master, who knows fuck all about firearms, who doesn't even know how to load them, giving orders, instructions, and setting protocols for the armorer makes zero sense. So yeah, they didn't have an independent proper armor. It looks like, oh yeah, as some Bones just said. Yeah. So it's kind of starting to look to me like she wasn't hired as the armorer, full stop. She was hired as an assistant prop person who was given responsibility to deal with the arms. This is just looking like a clusterfuck, man. Nothing good happening here at all. I don't get it. Well, apparently a lot of you don't get me because we are bleeding subscribers like a mofo right now. If you we've lost 4 subscribers in the past couple of minutes, but whatever. I'm me. If you don't like it, there's the fucking door. If you do like it and you haven't subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button and get our numbers back up to where they deserve to be. And hit that like button as well. I just call him as I see him here, and this is the armorer / prop person who's dealing with the shooting on the Rust set. Alec Baldwin pulling the trigger, killing a woman, and injuring another guy. And she seems to not know if she's in charge of the weapons or not.
Yeah, after her discharging. Who unloaded them that day?
Unloaded them from the blanks?
Yeah.
Both of us.
Okay.
Yeah, and we unload them as we get them in from the actor as soon as they're done doing the scene.
You and Sarah then?
Yeah. Pretty much any big gun battle in this entire thing, we were both loading and unloading the guns.
Now, see, this doesn't make any sense either. She's saying, oh, every major gun battle we've had, we were loading and unloading the weapons. She just said about 30 minutes ago that this was day 2 of filming. How many major gun battles have they had in 2 days of filming? Because she also, it was not only was it the second day of filming, it was the first day involving guns. She's just all over the fucking map with her comments. She's just not making any sense at all.
What about the special effects that squib or whatever that went off?
It was like a popper. I'm not sure if they had a squib go off. I never saw that. It's like a popper. It's like a thing that hangs from the ceiling and it's filled with like little debris and things like that. But they were all supposed to go off for a scene and one didn't go off. And then like maybe 2 minutes after the scene, it just like randomly went off and people were like, oh shit. But we were outside, so it wasn't too bad, you know?
Were you present? So you weren't present when it went off?
The popper?
Yeah.
I was present.
Okay.
I was outside and I was a little, like maybe 20 feet away from it.
Okay.
I wasn't directly on the porch, so a lot of people on the porch were obviously freaked out.
Okay, well, if you have squibs or poppers are going off, that's not really her department. That's that would be the special effects department. That would be the effects department. You know, the squibs and the poppers; those are things that you for like they do for like if say you're sitting on a bench and someone shoots up the bench, they'll have like where like it looks like the bullet's hitting and it's exploding the wood. Those are the poppers. Those are the squibs she's talking about. If like a light needs to pop, they'll put one of the poppers on the light so that it explodes the light as if it was being shot by a bullet. That's the effects department. That's not her. So whatever all these special effects mishaps, that's not on her. Let's quickly hit through these. Now, thank you again. I as I said before, I love seeing little puppy here. Thank you so much for the sticker. The stickers are always appreciated. Colin Doyle. Oh, we already read that one, but you get a twofer out of that one. And Justin Wright, thank you so much for your donation. This just came in. An hour behind and catching up, the police investigators found intermixed boxes of blanks, dummies, and live ammo on site. There were 2 accidental discharges leading up to the death days. The day of, this was like October 17th. If I recall correctly, it was October 21st was the accident. And so this is what she's talking about right now. She's talking about these accidental discharges right now. And yeah, why would there be intermixed boxes of blanks, dummies, and live ammo on site? If we look at what she's testified up to this point, all right, nobody can see me. I'm waving my arms like a madman and nobody can see. So now I'm going to try not to boomer out like I did a couple times last night and forget to bring up the screen. But there's a couple of reasons why. There's a couple of reasons why there was mixed blanks, dummies, and live ammo as I see it. And they all center around her. The guns and the ammo were left out on a cart where they were chilling most of the day, as she said. Yes, she said that the bullets, that the rounds and the weapons were chilling on the cart because Sarah bought some boxes from who knows the fuck where she got them. Hannah here, the armorer, she brought a bunch of her own rounds to the set. They were in a bag. Then she puts them in this fanny pack or bum bag that she has in front of her that she was so proud that it had so many pockets so you could carry different kinds of rounds in it. It just, everything is just being mixed and mingled like nobody's business here. There's zero discipline in storage. She doesn't know how many rounds were there. She doesn't know who had the rounds. She doesn't know where they come from. There's no inventory going on. There's no on-site management of anything going on. This is how we get to the point where there's a bunch of shit that are getting all mixed up and on set. It's totally on her at this point for having them there. And again, I'm sticking by Baldwin. He was the last person to hold this weapon before it discharged, and he did not conduct a self-inspection of that weapon, and he was fucking around with it when it went off. So, more than one person can be criminally liable for this incident. MD, hey, there's your pup too. You and the pup looking awesome. Thank you very much for the donation. It is deeply, deeply appreciated as always. And for your super chat, you say, I can't stand her attitude. Yeah, she's just been like sitting back here like this for an hour. Well, more than an hour, because this is the second part. There was a whole hour yesterday and she was like that most of the time. It's like she doesn't think this video could be shown to a jury. If this is how she acts after someone dies, I can only imagine how she was on set. Yeah, she's just like not showing any concern or any sense of gravitas. She's not showing that, holy fuck, someone just died a day or two ago. She's just cashing out, being chill, talking about the things over on the whatchamacallits, mixing with the doohickeys, and fuck the horses. I completely agree with you, and thank you for that donation. Let's move on.
But I was pretty far away.
Okay. Do you know if any reports were made for that one?
For that popper? Oh, I have no idea. I know, especially if it's not my department. I wouldn't really know about it. I didn't make any reports.
Like, I did it again. I boomered out. Fuck me. I did it. God damn it.
To confirm, were guns ever taken out?
I caught it quickly this time. I'm proud of me.
On lunch, on days off.
These guns absolutely were locked up every single moment that me and Sarah were not there, to my knowledge.
Okay.
Hey, cat ladies, hairy pussy.
Including lunch.
Boomer alert.
Every day.
I caught it.
Mm-hmm.
And then going back to that accidental discharge with Sarah, I know you said that you weren't there. You were in the bathroom.
Yes. I was there for the second one.
Okay.
With the stuntman.
And is it okay for you to walk off when they have?
It's okay. Sometimes, like I said, we were doing a lot of gun battles that whole entire day, and ultimately there was only 2 people shooting at the time, and I told Sarah, I was like, I need to use the bathroom right now or I'm literally going to piss my pants. And I told Dave that I was going to the bathroom too. So if I tell them I step off, and they know that.
Okay.
Because ultimately, you can't hold it sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. And it really sucked that day too, because the bathrooms were like far as shit.
To your knowledge, do you know of any employees doing drugs or drinking on or off set?
That's an important question.
Offset, I know, yeah. People probably participated, and we all went to the bar.
What?
Drinking or drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, drinking and some drugs. People smoked weed for sure.
Okay. Did you ever smoke?
Yeah, I smoked weed.
Oh, baby girl, that's not the right answer to that question. That ain't the right answer to that question. That's when you have that little Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination there. I don't know what New Mexico's weed policy is, if it's illegal or what the deal is. But yeah, while you're being investigated for a potential crime, don't just throw out that you may have committed another crime. If any of you says, some Bowen said, what did I miss? She was saying that a lot of people, including her, were doing alcohol and drugs on the set. Yeah. If anybody here is from New Mexico and can tell me what the weed policies are, that would be an interesting thing to know. Damn. Let's go back and watch. I mean, she's saying, were there people on set doing drugs? Yeah, we all went to the bar. Was there drugs? Yeah, there was drugs. Yeah, were you doing? Oh, yeah, I was doing some weed. Don't fucking answer that. That is a perfect. If they tested her, I mean, which they probably should have done a drug and alcohol test on everybody on set immediately after this happened. It doesn't seem like they did. Maybe they did. I don't know. But if they didn't, if she wasn't tested, that's a perfect time to invoke your Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination if it's illegal there. Okay, X-Armor says, like alcohol, person must be 21 years old to legally purchase cannabis in the state of New Mexico. Each person, assuming you're correct, each person purchasing cannabis cannot purchase more than 2 ounces of cannabis. So if assuming that what you're saying is correct, and I have no reason to believe it is or isn't, I'll just have to take your word for it because I'm too lazy to check myself. And nothing I say here should be construed as legal advice of any opinion. It sounds like, okay, she's doing nothing wrong by having it and smoking it. But if it can be shown that impaired her actions at this time, got to be fucked. Lying when you have been read your rights is a bad thing. I mean, you're not sworn to tell the truth yet, so you can still lie. Yeah, you can lie to the police, but your lie can be used against you. You can say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. You know, I neither deny nor confirm. I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment rights. You're totally free to do that, and then it's up to them to prove whether you were doing it or not.
On the weekend.
On the weekend?
Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit.
We all went to the bar. Like,
on or off.
But two more clicks.
To your knowledge, do you know of any employees doing drugs or drinking on or offset?
Offset, I know, yeah. People probably participated and we all went to the bar. Like, you know.
Like, you know, we're fucking drinking.
Drinking or drugs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for which one? Both?
Yeah, drinking and some drugs. People smoked weed for sure.
Okay. Did you ever smoke?
Yeah, I smoked weed on the weekends.
On the weekend?
Yeah.
Did you see anybody else?
Yeah, I saw
Rat.
You know, the head of my department. They had some weed tea.
Weed tea.
Yeah.
Cool.
Daniel Ortiz, I think.
Yeah, name names.
I know I smoked some weed with the crafty girl on the weekend one time.
Okay. Any smoking or drinking going on
on
after
set?
Working days?
After working days? I mean, I'm sure of it. And I definitely smoked a little bit before bed.
Okay.
And I would drink a little before.
Girl, you just spent X number of minutes explaining that you did this on the weekends. You went to the bar offset and you smoked weed on the weekends. Now you're saying, oh yeah, you smoked a little bit of weed every damn night before you went to bed and had a little bit of a drink.
Prior to going to work?
Never.
Did you ever see anybody under the influence on set?
No.
Anybody drinking on set?
No.
Montana Girl 56, is that her attorney sitting there
All
with
right.
her? Yes.
no,
Is there no way he can shut her up or
okay.
advise her
Okay,
before she speaks?
So the box of ammo,
Can she
that
not ask
you
him
pulled
before
from
opening
that
her
day.
mouth and flapping her gums? Yeah,
Yeah.
she can ask. She can ask for advice on how to do it.
box of dummies.
Right. Where did you pull that box from?
So that box, it was kind of peculiar actually. Now that I've thought about it a little more, because we had been looking for the 45 long Colt dummies, and we hadn't had a lot of them because, like I said, we used up a lot of mine at the beginning, if not all of them. And so we had to order some 4440s, which are kind of a similar size. And then we did get some 45 long Colts a little before that, probably before that weekend. And we put pretty much all of that entire box in Travis Fennell's gun belt.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so this box, I hadn't been aware of any more long Colt boxes and everything. And this box was kind of just sitting right next to my safe on like this kind of extra bag that I bring to carry guns in.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I thought it was kind of weird. Looking back at it now, it was kind of just like sitting on top of my stuff. And considering the prop truck got moved over the weekend, I don't know like how easily that would have stayed up there.
And this box was there in the morning. Can you elaborate on that when you get there? I think it's a significant issue.
Right.
Yeah.
The lawyer speaks. The lawyer speaks. Wow. What? Carrie Girl asks why aren't there notes and inventory logs? Because they didn't have any. Yesterday, when they asked her how many dummy rounds and how many other rounds were there, she said, "I'm not sure. I think somebody wrote it on a piece of cardboard." There is no inventory system here. So all right, now that law talking guy is speaking, let's bump this back a shade here and get the full picture of what she was talking about.
I hadn't been aware of any more long Colt boxes and everything. And this box was kind of just sitting right next to my safe on like this kind of extra bag that I bring to carry guns in.
So there's a box of random ammo sitting next to a bag that she brings to carry guns in. She has a gun safe. She can carry guns and put guns in the gun safe. I don't know that she really needs to be carrying them around in a bag for sure. But so there's just random rounds sitting there.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I thought it was kind of weird. Looking back at it now, it was kind of just like sitting on top of my stuff. And considering the prop truck got moved over the weekend, I don't know like how easily that.
So there's a box of random bullets sitting on her bag, and at some point she doesn't know how it got there, and at some point over the weekend the prop van was moved. She's not sure who moved it, how easy it is to get it moved, and where the rounds came from.
Would have stayed out there.
And this box was there in the morning. Can you elaborate on that when you get there? I think it's a significant issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So this wasn't one of the original boxes that were provided, though.
No, and it was weird. I think it just said dummies on it.
Okay, so the lawyer is asking her to say that box was sitting on that bag when you got there in the morning. So he's at least trying to say you didn't bring it there. You don't know how it got there. That's a good clarification. And this is the second or third time she said it was just weird that it was there, and someone wrote dummies on the side of it. So I'm assuming it must have had dummies in it.
Like
Okay.
nothing else. I saw just the word dummies on it from what I could remember, which is not the regular font I'm used to seeing on it either.
Okay, so the handwriting wasn't handwriting that she recognized. Now, see, this, for those of you that weren't here yesterday, I'm kind of developing this conspiracy theory. I've kind of got this conspiracy theory going about how this live round ended up in this bullet. I mean, ended up in this revolver. And the conspiracy, and it's total conspiracy theory. There is zero evidence to back this up. It's just something that one of the police investigators said during the initial investigation of her that kind of triggered this thought process in my head. There was a lot of concerns about conditions, like pay and safety conditions on the set. The day before this shooting happened, all of or a large part of the film crew just quit over the safety concerns and the pay concerns they were having and the working conditions. The conspiracy theory part of my brain says maybe someone wanted to show exactly how fucked up the safety situation was on that set. So at some point during the night, they randomly come in, and now we have another piece to the puzzle. They randomly go and put a box of perhaps live ammunition marked as dummies on the armorer's duffel bag and leave it there overnight. And then hoping or assuming that because the safety conditions are so bad, they'll put those dummy rounds into one of the on-set weapons. And while they're acting and while they're shooting the film, someone will pull the trigger and a live round will go off. Because when you're doing all of this, when you're doing, you still shouldn't be pointing the weapons at people. So I think maybe they're thinking, oh, the gun would go off and, hit somewhere over on a building or a prop or somewhere else and scare the shit out of everybody and let everybody realize how disastrous the safety is on set. But unfortunately, this planted live round ended up in Alec Baldwin's gun, where he's fucking around with doing this quick draw thing and pointing his weapon at people and shooting them. That's my conspiracy theory that I'm developing. And the fact that this box marked dummies in a font she didn't recognize randomly ends up overnight on a duffel bag that she had. That adds another brick in my conspiracy wall. Again, total conjecture. I'm thinking of how this could happen because I don't believe, and I have no reason to suspect that someone just said, I want to fucking kill somebody, and I hope Alec Baldwin kills the cinematographer, so I'm going to put this live round in there. I don't think anybody wanted to kill anyone else. It makes more sense to say someone wanted to draw serious attention to safety concerns on the set and was hoping that there would be a discharge of a live round into a wall or some other direction and it would catch people's attention, but unfortunately it ended up being in a person. Again, pure conjecture.
And it's propped up in your bag.
Yeah. It's propped up in my bag, just like sitting on top of stuff, like not falling over in the bag, because it was on top of something. So like, it seems weird that it wouldn't have fallen over while moving.
Do you remember which bag it was?
It was like, it was either above a Smith & Wesson bag. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's like it says Smith & Wesson, and I marked it out with Sharpie so that way people wouldn't rob my car. And then there's another black bag that I had too. They were both like there were two black bags kind of usually stacked on top of each other.
Okay, so the box that you pulled out of that day though was on that bag?
Yeah.
Okay, and
it was just kind of sitting up there, and I remember I was like looking for, blanks to pull, dummies to pull, and I saw that box, and I was exclaimed, and I was like, where the fuck did this like box of dummies come from? I was like, have we had this the entire time? I was like, we've been needing these. Yeah, Nicole just laughed, and I don't really remember if Sarah was there.
Wow, so this random box of dummies that they needed just randomly shows up, and nobody can account for it.
And they went out with us.
And they used them, apparently.
And as I picked them up, they were jingling. So that indicates that they were dummies.
Okay. Had you seen the box prior to that point?
Okay. She picked, and again, if you recall, the dummies, a lot of them will have like a few BBs inside so that when you rattle them, they rattle against the brass and they kind of jingle and tingle and things. So there's a box of ammunition. Let's say there's 25 rounds in the box. you know, dude, they're 45 calibers. There might only be 20 in a box. How many rounds are in a box of 45 ammo? I can't remember. Living in Korea where we don't have guns, I forget some things. But she picks up a box that has many bullets in it, and she hears them jingling, so she just naturally assumes that the entire box is full of only dummies. At this point, it doesn't seem like she individually checked every. Oh, so they do have them in boxes of 50. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, it'd have the 2 trays, right? Yeah, the 2 trays of 25. That's what I was thinking. I knew there was like 25 in a tray, but I forgot they do the 2 trays of 25. Is that correct? Or is it 10 rows of 5? Anyway, that's beside the point. I think it's 10 rows of 5. Fuck, I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen a 45. 3 weeks from now, I'm going to be at the firing range. I'm so happy. I haven't shot a weapon in 4 years. Jeez. All right. So she just hears the jingle and assumes that all of those are dummy rounds because she hears a few of them rattling around. This box that she has no clue how it got there, no clue who put it there, no clue whose handwriting is on it, no clue whether it's been checked or not. She just assumes because she heard a few of them tinkling around that they were all dummy rounds.
I hadn't really noticed that box prior to that point, but I think I had noticed a box that looked similar to it that we had gotten those newer ones from. And I think I remembered like a box similar to that. And it might have been the same box even.
One Remington box looks like another Remington box.
Because we didn't put those dummies back in there though, but that's the only other box that looked like that box. Was one of those newer boxes that we got. And I think it just said like just dummies on it.
No lettering, anything of the sort?
No lettering or anything like that. I think I just saw the word dummies.
It doesn't say
You see the word dummy every time you look in a fucking mirror.
It might have said long quote on the other side. I don't really remember.
Okay.
Valley Girl
LC,
junkie.
Maybe.
All right.
I don't know.
So,
Nice one, Tommy Neal.
before lunch, how many guns were pulled out?
Okay. Can I have like a piece of paper or something? Just because like there's a lot of people in this, you know.
Yeah, I have.
Can I totally have a piece of paper? Because I'm like a total Valley girl, and like there's a lot of people, and I want some like paper to write this down on, you know, like for sure. Anyway, got long. James Andrew Morrison, long Colt, not long quilt. The Colt firearm. Yeah. This is where we're getting into some important stuff right now. This is getting important because she was saying that previously she was saying that the round that fired was loaded in the morning before lunch and that no one that she's aware of touched the weapon that Alec Baldwin was using from the time lunch started until the incident happened. So who had what guns and what they did with them before lunch may be a very, very important piece to this puzzle.
So probably a few.
There we go.
I'm like, I feel like you're running out of paper.
Right now.
All right, so you know, there's Alec Baldwin's character. This is Russ. Jensen's character, Wood, Drum, and we have Miller over here. And so these are the ones that were being used today. And also, I think Boone was coming in later that day, but I don't think we pulled his gun. So check this out. Miller has 2 pistols.
Check this out. Fuck off.
And a long rifle. There we go. Russ has a pistol, a long barrel one, different than everyone else's really. long.
Well, nope, there are 5 dummies loaded before lunch and the 6th
And
live round was loaded
he
after
also
lunch.
has
I'm
a
just
hammer
going by what
rifle.
she said previously, that the weapon wasn't loaded after lunch.
So at this point,
Maybe she
that's,
changes her
you know,
story.
That's like 3 guns, 4, 5. And then Wood has a gun, and he also has a long gun. So that's another pistol and another rifle. Oh wait, he has a shotgun, my bad. And then Drum also has a shotgun and a pistol.
Okay. And those were all prior to lunch?
These are all prior to lunch, yes. So I think that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 5 pistols and 4 long guns, 2 shotguns.
Okay.
And if you would like,
you might need that.
Okay.
Well, we can illustrate a little more, so keep it.
Cool.
Were they loaded?
Prior to lunch?
Yeah.
So what you have to understand about before lunch is that we were at another location for half of the day before lunch. And then we had gotten done with that location and we moved up to the church.
Okay.
Right? So during the day, at the beginning of the day, none of those were dummied up at all because the shot was so wide. You just like wouldn't see it.
So there was nothing in these?
There was nothing in these until we got to the church.
Okay. But still prior to breaking to lunch?
Yeah, still prior to breaking to lunch. So if you had to break up the day like that, you could split like before lunch into 2 things. One where we were somewhere else entirely and nothing was dummied up, and after that, we were in the church and things started to get dummied up, but weren't dummied up right away.
Okay. So then which ones of these were loaded prior to lunch? Yes.
Okay. Wood dummies prior to lunch, Wood and Drum's pistols were dummied up. Sarah helped me dummy those up.
Okay.
And a little later on, the camera started getting in on Russ. And so Russ got his dummied up maybe an hour and a half before lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ms. Miller?
Miller was not in there.
Okay.
So at this point, it's
Miller's
fully loaded
character
with
was
dummies an
coming
hour and a
later in
half
the day.
before lunch.
Yeah. So he wasn't in the church at all. So honestly, I'm pretty sure that we put away his 2 pistols and his long rifle for a good proportion before lunch because we always try to put them away as we're not using them and lock them up.
Okay. So only ones dummied up though are the pistols?
Yeah, 3 pistols. And they should have both been used at the time of the incident. Like they were both, all 3 of those were out there.
Okay. So who loaded what gun?
Sarah and I loaded Woods and Drums. I don't really remember who they are, identical guns. So you wouldn't really know.
Okay.
And then Rust, I dummied that one up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so she has just now said that she is the person who is responsible for loading the dummies into Alec Baldwin's pistol. Before lunch, an hour and a half before lunch, she fully loaded Alec Baldwin's pistol with dummy rounds. All right. Let's see where we go from here.
All the dummy rounds, yeah. And we were shaking them and checking them as we did it, yeah. And then some of them didn't have to be shaked, but yeah.
And why didn't they have to be?
They didn't have primer caps on them. And sometimes I accidentally still like shake the ones with holes in them, just thinking that they're.
She accidentally shakes the ones with holes in them. A better way to phrase that, my dear, would be even though they have holes in them, sometimes I will still shake them to double check that they are in fact dummies. Different ways to say the same thing. I accidentally did more checks than I needed to, as opposed to I did extra checks to be extra sure.
We're gonna shake, and then I like realized. Yeah, that's the only time where I've ever like thought there was a bad one is like when I shake it and I don't hear anything, and then I realize I'm like, oh, it's the ones that don't shake.
Can you recall when you looked?
The ones that don't shake, I'm assuming she's still talking about the ones with the holes in them, because if they don't rattle when you shake them and there's no holes in them, we call those live rounds.
Loaded, whichever ones you loaded, what specific rounds you put in them?
Yes. Okay. So for the Rust pistol, the wooden drum, I don't exactly remember those, you know. I think most of those, not exactly sure what was up with those. But for the rust one, I remember I had 4 of them without primer caps because I always try to use those ones ultimately. I have 4 of them without primer caps, and
4
then
without
I
primer
grabbed
caps.
some gummies from that box.
Some
and
gummies
I,
from
like, brought
the
them
box.
in there. And
That's funny. Here's the weed smoker. I know she said dummies, but I like the closed caption. So then, like, I grabbed some gummies from the box. So she got there's 6 rounds in the revolver. 4 of them don't have primer caps. 4 of them are obviously dummies. And then she goes for the gummies, and things happen from there.
And I was walking in with his belt right here, and I'm walking in holding the 4 no primer cap ones and some extra ones too.
Some extra ones.
And there were 2 that like could have been shaken, so I'm shaking them both as I walk in.
Okay.
And I walk in and I put the 4 no primers in there. And then I like look at my hand and I notice there's one with a hole in the side, so I use that one next.
Okay, so that's 5.
And
one
then
more.
I try to put one of the ones that shook in there, but it won't go in.
Okay, so here now we had who was saying, oh, it was what Artie Noobs was saying that one of the bullets wouldn't go in after lunch. So she loaded the 6th one after lunch. Here she's saying it was before lunch. Here she's saying the 6th one wouldn't go in, and this is all before lunch. So maybe she changes her story later. But before the first day of questioning, she said that they were all loaded before lunch, and here she's again saying it was being loaded before lunch. And so all this is still before lunch. Maybe she changes later. I don't know. But still, she's saying the 6th thing was before lunch.
And so at that point, I show Dave, I leave that one out because I noticed like that needs to be cleaned. So I leave it out. I move the cylinder to a location where you wouldn't notice that one isn't in there. Yeah. So I move it to where you wouldn't be able to see that. And then I go ahead, I show Dave, he watched me do it too that time. This is before lunch, and I walk out after handing it and showing it to Alec too.
Okay.
Okay, so it's still empty and it's before lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what Watt Artie Noobs was saying. She only put the 5 rounds in. 4 of them rattled. 1 of them had a hole in them, and this 6th round it wouldn't fit in, so she had to clean the cylinder. All right, so now they've broken for lunch. There's an empty cylinder. Spot on there. Spot on what Artie Noobs.
Yeah. And then I proceeded from that one that wouldn't go in. I just set it on the cart after that.
Okay. The 4 that you got without the primer.
Yeah.
Where were those pulled from?
Those were pulled from my pocket.
Jesus fucking Christ. Those rounds, they didn't have primers on them, so they were dummies, legit, but pulled from your pocket? There isn't a better storage place? You have the fanny pack you were bragging about. There's a locker, there's a box. There's lots and lots and lots of other places you can store dummy rounds to make sure that they don't get fucked up, they don't accidentally happen, and bad shit doesn't go down. You just had these things sitting in your pocket. Congratulations. But again, apparently there's nothing wrong with these 4 because they didn't have the primer caps and it would be obvious they were dummies.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other 2 were pulled from that box.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other 2 were the last 2 rounds, the one with the hole and the one that wouldn't fit in the chamber, were pulled from this mysterious box that showed up overnight on her bag from who knows where by who knows whom, marked dummies in a handwriting she didn't recognize, and she rattled the whole box and she assumed they were all live rounds. I mean, she assumed they were all dummies. My conspiracy theory is starting to sound a little bit more plausible at this point.
Do you remember about what time you loaded these guns?
Not exactly.
You said it was an hour and a half before lunch.
like 10:30 for Russ, maybe 10. And then for the other two, they were loaded like maybe 30 minutes before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Alexandra says, this is
Yeah.
why you don't
Very
lie in your
early.
resume.
Started
Nice.
super early.
when you broke for lunch, none of the rounds were taken out of any of these guns.
No, none of those were taken out. We just put them in socks and we brought them to the truck. And from there, we put them into the safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the safe loaded with them.
With the dummies, yeah. Still dummied
that's
up.
what I mean. But
Yeah. Just so we're clear, yeah, just with the dummies.
Okay. And the other two guns were full.
Yeah, the other two guns still were dummied up, yeah.
Okay. So who physically put these back in the safe?
You know, I'm pretty sure Sarah was doing it at the time, and I was kind of just down on the ground, like handing them up to the prop truck because I had a really bad headache.
Okay.
Oh, fuck your headache.
So I didn't try to climb up there or anything because my head was like pounding.
Probably from the
Very,
drugs and the
um,
alcohol you consumed the previous day or
We
that
just carried
morning.
them. We left the cart there at lunch.
And was all the ammo in that cart?
Yeah.
And was there some in the truck still?
Yeah, there's always going to still be like blanks in the truck because we wouldn't ever need to bring all of them out, you know.
How many
Were they
boxes did you
secured?
put on that cart?
On the cart, I would guess like maybe I had some shotguns. I would guess maybe 10 boxes.
Wait, what?
All on the bottom or?
On the bottom. On the bottom, and then there was, you know, the dummies on the top that we were taking from.
Okay, so just one box on the top.
I think just one box on the top. I might have been preparing some things beforehand and dumped some quarter loads into my fanny pack or whatever. And that's
You can't say dumping
Right, so
quarter
after
loads
lunch,
into my
you put the
fanny
guns out of the
pack.
safe.
You can't say that.
after lunch,
Phrasing.
not really sure. Don't really remember that too much.
Weed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been
One of
you
the,
or Sarah, right?
yeah, me or Sarah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I kind of had a headache and I was like getting over it. So
And they were all still in the socks?
they were all still in socks. Yes.
How do you know which ones to pull? If they're all
We leave the handles out.
of the guns?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also I set them. So normally like there's a bulk of them up on the very top. I'll kind of set them on like the sides where the rifles like heads go if I need to access them.
The
quickly.
rifle
And then there's
head.
a few
I'm
solid
not
gun space. There's
I'm not
also, like,
familiar with the
holsters on the
head of
side.
a
So we
rifle.
would usually put
What part of the
Jensen
rifle is
and
a
Twin
head?
wooden
It
drum
doesn't
guns
fucking
over there,
exist.
'cause they're the two sheriffs and they go
God
together.
damn, do you know the
And then we
terms
would
for
just put
anything
Russ
in your
gun,
profession?
like kind of below all the other guns too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you pulled them back out, did you guys check the rounds in them?
We didn't, we brought them two set
Okay.
as they were in the socks still.
Okay. Were they ever reopened?
The guns?
Mhm.
I'm not too sure. I reopened the Russ gun. I'm not sure about the wooden drum.
Okay.
Sarah was mostly working on propping those guys up.
Okay, so we're back from lunch. She brings the gun. Now she's admitting that she reopened the weapon. So she's touching Alec Baldwin's weapon.
The Russ gun I opened up after lunch because I remembered that it was dirty, and I remembered that I was like, all right, we're about to start shooting out of it. So I go and I put the little cleaning guy that I have, I open it up, put the cleaning guy through, take one out of the box, shake it. And at this point, after I had put the cleaning guy through, Dave's in my ear and he's like, hey, we need the gun in here. And I'm like, okay. So I start to bring the gun in there, shake it, put it in as I'm walking in. And then I bring it to Dave. I show Dave like all of the cylinder. And then I tell him it's dummied up. And I say, all right. Oh yeah. And he's like, it's okay. It's just, he's like getting talked to at this point, by the way, too, by Helena and Joel. And he's sitting there and he's like, can you just hand me the gun because I'm going to sit in with it. And I said, okay, and I showed him it, and then I walked out after showing it to him and handing it to him. So he was just supposed to be sitting in with it.
Okay. So you clean it, but then grab another round from that box.
Yeah,
You didn't pull in, because you said that you had put it on the cart.
yeah, I didn't pull that same one.
Okay, again, we're getting some answers to questions here. She had the 6 rounds before lunch. The 4 that didn't have primers and were obviously dummies. Then she had another one, a 5th one, that had a hole in it, which was clearly a dummy. And so she loaded the 5 in. There was a 6th one that I don't recall her saying she individually shook, but she said she didn't fit in, so she put it on a cart and went to lunch. After lunch, she cleaned the weapon, she cleaned the cylinder, and then she didn't use the one that she had picked up before lunch. She reached into the box and picked up another round after lunch. Okay.
Okay. Any issues when you put that round in that time?
No.
Okay.
And the round went straight in.
Because it was clean.
So would you say it's your responsibility to check the guns after they come back out?
They come back out?
Like when they're brought back out from lunch?
Yeah, we
There you go. She's just admitted liability. It is her responsibility, she admits, to check all of the weapons after they're brought out after a lunch break. It's her job. She's just said it is her responsibility to check the weapons. She's admitted responsibility at this point.
It's my responsibility to check them into the actor as they go out to the actor.
So not to check the rounds again?
I wouldn't really check it unless it was going to set.
But it did go to set?
Yeah, it went to set and I checked it with Dave.
Okay. Did you do any other, I know that you have different processes for checking these guns. Did you do any other check on that gun?
I did some barrel obstruction check too, also because, while that
Good for
round
you.
wasn't in there, you're able to pull the hammer back slightly, look down the barrel and see if there's anything in the barrel for that. So I did a barrel check on that gun.
Well, good for you. You did part of your job once.
Okay. That round that you pulled out of the box, that last one that you loaded.
Okay. Where did we go here? What already knew was 5 rounds in the gun before lunch and the 6th was added after lunch, and she claimed that she definitely shook the 6th round and it rattled. She hasn't said that yet. Spoilers. Spoiler alert, what already noobs. Don't spoil it for those of us that haven't seen it yet. But that's what she's going to be saying right now, apparently.
Okay. That round that you pulled out of the box, that last one that you loaded.
Yeah.
What did that look like?
It looked like the dummies that don't have the hole in the side or anything.
Okay. Did you notice anything different about any of the rounds that went in?
No.
Because you said that you spun it with Dave, right?
Yeah, I spun it with Dave.
Okay. And you didn't notice anything different?
No, I didn't notice anything different.
Oh, did she say it already? Well, shit, whatever.
I was also getting talked at with Dave and everything, and I'm just mostly trying to show it to Dave.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
while also looking at it, yeah.
Makes sense. But the 4 of them still have the depressed primers?
Yes.
Okay. And then the 2 didn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed
How
her
do you
saying that
think
she
someone would
shook the 6th round.
potentially put live ammo in?
Okay, this is the question. This is the question that all police will always ask. And more often than not, in my experience, dealing with this shit, even the Korean police ask. Well, how do you think this happened is usually like one of the last questions they ask, but we're almost at the halfway point of this interview. Okay, so you're responsible for everything. You checked everything. You monitored everything. You looked at, shook, and showed everybody everything. Well, how the fuck do you explain how this live ammo got into this gun?
I mean, the same way you would put the dummies or the blanks in there, opening.
That's not what she's fucking asking. She's not asking you to mechanically describe how someone would go about physically placing a live round in there, you dumbass. She's asking you how the fuck a live round got onto the set and found its way into the gun. That's what she's asking. She's not asking you how you physically maneuver the weapon to load a round into one of the cylinders,
It up and
into one of the
putting it in
chambers of the cylinder.
Okay.
You idiot. Oh,
and
come
you're
on,
talking about
cop.
the dummy boxes?
Oh, the
Right,
cop didn't
yeah, the
follow
Bunch in
up.
the morning.
What do you, so I'm saying like you would, if you wanted to load this with a live, potentially you would just pull it back.
Again, that's not what she's asking you, dumb bitch. She's asking you how live. You checked all 6 rounds and you were convinced that they were all dummies. So how did a live round take the place of the dummy? That's what she's asking, not how you load a gun. She's a police officer. She knows how to load a damn gun. The obfuscation here is literally causing my sphincter to pucker. Orange is the new way. You're awesome. You say Jeff deserves the most donos. I think I deserve the most donations too. But hey, that's all up to you guys. You want to donate, you want to do super chat, super stickers, that's all on you. That's up to you. I gratefully accept everything. I don't normally shill or grift for the donations. I just gracefully and gratefully accept them. But I do stress for the likes and the subscribes. If you haven't subscribed, please reach down there. We got 370 of you here now, 367 likes, and a lot of them were here before you 370 got here. So hey, if any of this is mildly entertaining, amusing, interesting, or educational, please do me a solid and reach down there and hit that like button. And if you haven't already done so, I would be deeply appreciated and honored if you would click that subscribe button and hit the notification bar. Let YouTube know what a special fucking snowflake I am. With that out of the way, let's get back into this shit show.
Half cock and put it in there.
I don't know if you
But-
understood her question.
I don't think I am.
Yeah, so, but you said that you loaded.
Even the lawyer said, I don't think she's understanding your question. When she's asking, well, how the fuck do you explain how this live round got in there? And she gives the mechanics. The lawyer's going like, yeah, I don't think she's understanding your question. Even the lawyer knows that she's just kind of being a dick at this point. Veridiana Carvalho, thank you so much. That is deeply appreciated. You're awesome. Super stickers are great. Love it. Thank you. You're the best. Let's get back to the lawyer saying, I'm sorry, officer. My client is a dumbass. She doesn't know what you're talking about. Can you please reframe it in words, rephrase it in words that my limited ability client can understand?
The dummies or the blanks in there, opening it up and putting it in there.
Okay.
Even the cop's like, that's not what I asked.
And you're talking about the dummy boxes?
What? Yeah.
The box from that morning.
What do you, so I'm saying like you would, if you wanted to load this with a live, potentially you would just pull it back half cock and put it in there.
I don't know if you
But-
understood her question.
I don't think I am.
Yeah.
Sorry.
so,
Practice,
but you said that
man,
you loaded
practice.
Each and every one of those rounds.
Yeah.
How would you say that a live round got in this box that you pulled from?
I'm not entirely sure if someone put a live round
Which one?
into that box or not.
Which
I
one?
checked
Point
those
me
the
to
best
it.
of my abilities. I was walking in, shaking it in my ear,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I heard it shake for sure.
When do you think somebody would have had the opportunity to put a live round?
You know, it's hard to speculate on that exactly, but you know, that gun, it was on Alex most of the day, and then also it was on top of our cart.
Okay, while she's explaining this, I'm being told that I missed Who did I miss? That I missed Luke Pearson's. I have it starred. I just hadn't got to a point where I would get to it yet. But just so nobody panics and thinks I'm missing the super chats, I'm going to hit it now. I just got my LSAT score. That's the law school aptitude test. That's your law school entrance test. Scored a 162. I'm assuming that's a good passing. I honest to God, my LSAT test was 1992. So, so that was 30 years ago. I can't remember what a passing score is. If I remember, I got a 172, if I remember. But I'm assuming that's a passing grade. So I got nothing on hand. So can you drink for me? Holy shit, yes, I can drink for you. Also, my theory is Seth Kenney planted the lives in the box. Well, those are the two other interrogations that I really want to get into. Sarah and Seth. Sarah, the prop master, and Seth. Those are the ones I want to get into. I really want to know what they have to say about this. So we'll get to those eventually. But yes, you got a 162 on your LSAT. Bless you. Cheers. And it sounds like you're going to law school in the States, wherever you have your eyes on. May you get in. And this is the end of the Makers. I killed the Makers 46, so we can alert Amber Heard. There's an empty Makers 46 bottle here for her. And there we are. Cheers. Congratulations. Bless you on the start of a lifelong journey that, as a lawyer, I would tell you to follow a different path. But just kidding. Cheers. God bless you. If you're going to fight for a friend. And if you're going to drink, enjoy your legal vices and drink with us. Wow, that was my first cheer. I need to get that was my first toast. That sucked ass. I'm sorry, Luke Pearson. I need to step up my game so I can compete with Rackets on his toasts. I need to step up the toast game. I love toast. Toast is delicious. And I'm going to be better prepared for the next time I have to do a toast for someone. And John Long, last name, thank you so much for that $10 super sticker. You're awesome. I appreciate it. Y'all rock. All righty then. With that out of the way, let's bump back into this shit. So here's my conspiracy theory. Says Honky Kong. That isn't her lawyer. It's a lawyer that she thinks is hers, but he was hired by Alec to make sure this bird eats the blame. Solid conspiracy theory. It's probably just as valid as mine. All righty then. We're gonna go through how much of this have we done? My window's too minimized. All right, we're gonna do about 10 more minutes of this, and then we'll be done. And then we'll do the last half tomorrow.
Sometimes too, and there were times when I was gone to the bathroom, and like I said, I gotta pee, and I tell the girls to watch the card and everything, but sometimes the girls get distracted by the actors.
You need to elaborate on the box because you're missing that part of the question.
Damn, Greg, that's heavy,
How
man.
that's gotten in that box.
So I mean, honestly,
Shit.
that box was sitting out all day, and when I
Condolences
picked up that
and
box,
cheers, man.
I heard it jingle, like the whole box jingle. So that to me was saying, like, this is a box.
Bitch, please! You heard the whole box jingle? You with your fucking spider sense and your vampire fucking leveled up hearing. And as you can tell, the alcohol is hitting my system. You can tell with your magic superpowers that every single individual one of those 50 rounds in the box was jingling because it was empty. Or did you just hear a fucking lot of jingling and assume that they were all doing it that way? I'm calling bullshit that you could rattle the box and identify that every single individual one of those 50 rounds in that box was in fact jingling independently of all the others and was therefore a dummy round. Bullshit. You shook the box, heard a lot of jingling, and assumed that they all were. And as it turns out, they weren't.
Box of dummies, still check.
Cat Lady's hairy
jingle.
pussy loves Tipsy Jeff.
But so
Tipsy
definitely
Jeff
some of
loves
those
cat.
were
Never. I'm not going to finish that
100%
sentence.
dummies, and I don't know. Someone possibly could have done something at lunch. The box could have already had some live one in it, in the morning, and you probably wouldn't have noticed unless you picked it up.
Yeah, that's not good. She shook them and rattled and assumed that they were all alive, but here she is saying someone could have done something to them at lunch. Someone could have done something to them before. But I didn't fucking check. I didn't check. We're after the 2-hour mark, so I can swear more now. Solid name, by the way. Very, very Descartes. I think, therefore I am. You am. Super sticker, $10. You rock. Thanks. I shouldn't do this. I should do this because Fanny and this, it gets my Brits excited. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when that could have got in there, and honestly, it could have been in there from the beginning.
Because you didn't fucking check. Because you didn't check. Because you didn't check. It could have been in there. A live round could have been in that box from the very beginning because you did not check each and every bullet as you should have done as an armorer. You just shook and heard a lot of jingling and rattling and assumed that everything in that box was safe. Well, guess what? You were fucking wrong and someone fucking died. That's how this story ends.
Of it.
Okay. Where was the prop cart?
The prop cart, so that's another thing. The prop cart like moved.
That is, for those of you that are keeping track of the Valley Girl things, that was the most Valley Girl statement ever. You know, the SoCal, San Bernardino, Valley Girls. That was Valley Girl all the way. Listen to that again. And I mean, listen not only just to what she says, how she says it, and
the prop cart, so that's another thing. The prop cart like moved.
The prop cart, so that's like another thing. Like the prop cart like moved, like Lord God boo-foo moved the prop cart, like gag me with a spoon. Oh my God, like for sure. The prop cart moved. Well, the prop car moves. Why? So what? If you have your shit squared away, the San Fur girls don't talk about the Burdews. They don't talk about the Bordeaux there in Fern Valley. The Fern Valleyers don't talk about the Bordeaux. But yeah, sorry, we just read that one. Yeah, it is annoying, isn't it, Beagle Girl? Oh, Lord have mercy. But yeah, what does the prop car moving have to do with how you put a fucking bullet in there? If your shit is stored away, locked up in a locker, it doesn't matter if that car goes to fucking China and back again. It's still locked in a safe. Can you believe it moved? I know, it's like totally awesome, like how it moved. Well, Newstead chick, oh my God, you love my Valley Girl impression? But apparently D-Way doesn't like it because like we totally don't speak like that, you know, like, oh my God, we totally don't speak like Valley Girls. Like she didn't just say like, oh my God, the van like totally moved. Yeah, she did. Mo, thank you so much for the donation. Get my shit back. The lack of concern in her voice is very annoying. And that's something people have been pointing out since this thing started. She has been in this position, alternating between this and her leg over the arm of the chair. Like, I don't give two fucks. I'm totally chill. I'm like totally chill. I totally don't care. Like, oh my God, like people are just totally like giving me a total bummer for the day. If nothing else, it's the lack of respect. It's the lack of showing any situational awareness that a cinematographer took a fucking bullet straight through her torso and died, and that one of the directors caught the bullet that passed through the cinematographer in his shoulder. Just this lack of situational and emotional awareness sucks. It looks bad. D-Way says like, ew, like D-Way, if you're a Valley girl, you got to say that in a Valley girl voice. Ew, like totally, like gag me with a spoon, like gross me out. MD, I'm from LA. We don't all talk like that. No, you don't. It's like only the Valley girls talk like that. Like you totally know. Like don't deny it. Okay, I may have been exaggerating, but that was like seriously the way Valley girls talked, like in the 1980s. Like every statement, it was kind of like a question, you know? Like, oh, anyway, sorry. We sound like you, Jeff, with no Valley girl. Legally Bond for sure. Yeah, like total joy catchers, like total for sure. The Valley girl, yeah. Sorry, I'll get off the Valley girl shit. I mean, it's way calmed down now, 30, 35 years later. But in the mid 80s, that was like a point. It was like totally the Valley girls would like totally exaggerate the way they talk. Like when they go to the mall, and go like shopping. And they was like, oh, I'm going down to eat ice cream. Because everything was a question. Yeah, that was like exaggerated in the 80s. Now they, yeah, clueless. Yeah, it was like totally clueless. That was a thing 35 years ago because I'm an old motherfucker. Just get that out of the way right now. By the way, MD, thank you for that. I don't know if I thanked you. I think I just mocked you. But just in case, thank you so much for that. I appreciated the donation, even though I mocked you for it. All right. I'm sorry. We've totally got sidetracked. Man. Because I blame it on the booze. Let's see. We've got 9 minutes and then we'll call it quits for today.
Significantly after the incident.
What I mean.
Oh yes.
I'm not everything that
there and the film she did with Kevin Spacey.
Really,
all right. Well,
you know, I'm a
what the hell was the name of that movie she did with Kevin Spacey?
So during lunch,
where she was in the bathtub with the roses.
Where I told you guys, front of the church, the doorway here, your guys' squad car over here that I was sitting in, my little cart over here next to a black pen.
Yeah, blame it on the black pen. It's always the black pen, isn't it?
Yeah.
American Beauty, yes, that was the movie. That was a great movie with Kevin
Also
Spacey
the black
and Alicia
truck there
Silverstone.
Earlier that day.
Okay.
So I'm right by that black tent. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A little behind it because I don't want people
Wrong white chick? Wasn't that Alicia Silverstone?
touching it.
Okay. So Kurt's there prior to you guys leaving for lunch. And
who was in American Beauty? I thought that was Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
Okay. Where was the prop truck? Or is it that truck that's there?
The prop truck. Whew. The prop truck is. The prop truck's like all the way over here.
So down at like the end of the town.
Yeah, down at the end of the town, like way over there. Right as soon as you get in those gates, next to the gallows.
Oh, that was Mira Sorvino.
Okay, cool.
Right? Yeah, it was Mira Sorvino. Well, yeah. Let me take that back. It wasn't Alicia Silverstone. It was Mira Sorvino.
Without all the Google Maps.
I was like, what the hell? Anyway,
so way down at the end.
Yeah, it would be. That's why we kind of keep a lot of stuff on us because they don't like to move the prop truck, especially closer to the stuff. So.
Well, she said that the Mexican guy, the Hispanic man with the mustache and a mid-frame build would move the prop truck. That's what she said before. And for those of you that are saying her name is Mina Salvari, no, it's not Mina Salvari. It is. Well, Mina Savari. Shit. I'm like totally batting a 0. I thought it was Mira Sorvino, but it's Minnesota. Fuck. God damn it. I hate myself. It was not Alicia Silverstone. It was not Mira Sorvino. It was, in fact, Mena Alexandra Suvari. Damn it. Just leave me alone. Leave legal vices alone. All right. I'm just going to shut up and get back to our regularly scheduled program because fuck me.
It was
And fuck
pretty
you for
far away.
correcting me.
You remember where you took me to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Past that.
So that's the like very
Yeah, it was
in town.
right like when you would maybe get pull up
MD,
and like the bands
yes.
are there to take
Point well
people.
taken.
That's where
They're both
the
super hot. All three of them are super hot.
You bring
Alicia
stuff to
Silverstone,
school,
Mena Savari, and Mira
lay down
Sorvino.
there
They're all hot.
And then ring them all the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a pretty good distance.
It's a pretty good distance, and then that's why we also didn't want to bring the cart all the way.
Oh God, I know you don't really give a shit about this, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway. If I'm annoying, please hit like and subscribe. The question that Dura Allen asked, don't boys talk like that accent too? I remember listening to the Backstreet Boys interview before. I was cringing and they're like, dude, no, there's two things. You got to break it up. The Valley girls, they're like totally different because they're like from the Valley. And like you saw, like the Fernando Valley, the San Fernando Valley girls, they don't talk about the Purdue girls from the San Bernardino, and the San Bernardino girls. They don't like the Fernands, you know. But the dude, they're the surfers. They're the Jeff Spicolis. Name that movie, you old motherfuckers. Jeff Spicoli. Come on, quickly. What movie was that? Jeff Spicoli, Sean Penn, one of his earliest roles. Come on, I know we have older people here. Come on. Oh, there we go. We got our first answer. Sean Penn, when he was in Fast Times, Beagle Girl 82, hit it. Fast Times are that's like the surfer dude, man. It's like, yeah, you gotta get like the Valley girls because they're like everything's a question. But like the surfer dudes, they're just like, dude, like, you know, chill out, man. They're like, I'm stoned out of my mind. All right. Enough of my SoCal impressions. Let's move on.
Way back to the prop truck.
So it got left by that time.
Yeah.
Nothing was too different about it after.
Nope. And we have done this a couple of times especially on like big shooting days and everything, just because we are out there like in the boonies with like sticks, snakes, all that crazy stuff.
The boonies, that's a
and
technical
big
term.
Rocks, so yeah, a few times we just left it there during lunch.
Who all uses that cart?
Just me, Sarah, Nicole, props.
That's it though.
Yeah, that's it for the cart. Usually people will try to set their stuff on there and I quickly shoot them away. Some
If I'm
people
here
still like to put their
and you're
stuff on
here, isn't it
to
our time?
rile
Yeah,
me.
totally.
But yeah.
Right,
Or in a joking
man.
manner?
I don't know. They just like, they know I don't like them to do it and they still do it anyways. And, you know, yeah.
So it's common to leave it out
Yeah.
when you guys break for lunch.
Mhm.
I mean, what about at night?
At night, we bring the cart.
That's
in
my
at night.
skull, man.
Where does it go?
It goes in the truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this day, there's obviously ammo on it
Mm-hmm.
when it was left out.
Yeah.
Okay, back to our regularly scheduled
All right.
program here. She's talking about how there's ammo on this tray that's being left out. God damn, I mean, we're fucking around here and joking around, but this is some serious stuff she's talking about. She's just digging her hole deeper and deeper and deeper. She's not responsible for anything. She's not paying attention to everything, and everything she should be doing and paying attention to, she is delegating to Sarah, who is apparently her boss, one of the only employees on planet Earth that delegates shit to their boss.
After lunch.
Someone yesterday said
yeah.
she looks like Daria from Beavis and Butthead.
I'm pretty sure because we were getting into the nitty-gritty.
But Daria was smart.
You know, we were about to start shooting indoors, and ultimately, we weren't going to be seeing the horses outside, so I didn't bring the 2 shotguns. I brought one of the shotguns of wooden drums. And so here's the thing about that day. I was bickering with the stunt coordinator all day because he wanted to shoot 2 pistols before every shot just to make smoke and everything in front of the camera. And I was like, no, that's just like extremely uncommon. And he's like, well, we did it on Dead for $1. I was like, no, we're not doing that. But I brought a shotgun in case, like, you know, we could just do one big one if the director really wanted it, but we weren't planning on really doing it. It was just more of Joel, like, pushed for it. So we only brought the rust pistol, the drum pistol, and the wood pistol, and then also a shotgun.
Okay, and you guys pulled all 4 of those out at the same time?
Yeah.
Did anybody have to go back for anything?
I know that I think I brought him there, and then I immediately went to the bathroom after before we started getting into stuff.
Okay.
So I brought them to the set, and then I immediately had to go pee.
I just saw the guns and immediately had to pee.
At this point, no one had asked for the guns yet, and they were just supposed to be on the cart.
Okay. Did
In the
anybody
socks.
stay with the cart?
I told Sarah and Nicole too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were they still there when?
Sarah was flirting with Jensen, and I don't really remember if Nicole was nearby, but Sarah was pretty close to the cart
Oh
still.
my God.
Yeah.
All right. So 3 pistols, 1 shotgun. Nobody went back.
2 pistols, 1 shotgun.
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, listen to that Valley
I
Girl.
went back
I'm
to the
not
truck, and I
sure.
don't think Sarah sent Nicole back to the truck. Like I said, I went to the bathroom, and I didn't really.
But no other guns were pulled out
No,
besides those 4.
they shouldn't have been pulled out. No.
What time did you come back from lunch?
I'm not entirely sure. Usually our lunch goes from 12:30 to like 1:30ish.
Admit it, D-Way, you talk like this.
What time frame do you think there was between when you guys came back from lunch to you pulling the guns back out?
Coming back from lunch, you know, we get in the vans from base camp. So we probably take 5 minutes getting from the base camp to the set. And then from that point, we hop right off of the thing, and we grab the guns and everything, and we go straight over.
Okay.
Especially because, like, you know, you don't want to be late.
All right.
But we want to go vocal fry.
I mean,
We want to get the vocal fry, but we don't.
did you grab the cart, take it back to prop truck, or did you just carry the guns?
We just carried from when we came back from lunch.
Mm-hmm.
We just carried the guns to the cart.
Okay.
Yeah, because we brought them there from the cart, brought them back from the truck to the cart after lunch.
Okay. And then who carried what guns?
I'm not exactly sure. They were still in the socks, you know.
I'm still confused about carrying guns in socks.
Yeah,
Surely it's just got to mean like a cloth case and
maybe
not like an
Nicole was
actual.
holding a
They're not.
shotgun and I
They're
had
not
a
putting
pistol
guns in
Sarah had
actual tube socks. They can't possibly be
or
doing
maybe
that.
someone's holding, like, we all kind of just had to hold like gun belts, props, you know, not to mention like badges and things like that. So we're just all trying to carry all the shit that we have to bring every time.
Okay. So how long would you say, so you guys went straight from the prop truck, took him to the cart?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then obviously you have to take all these socks and everything off these guns. Who took them off?
So like I said, I went to the bathroom at this point. I'm not really sure if Sarah had started doing anything else from that point. All I remember is that
All right, we're 1 hour and 10 minutes into this. I don't want to hear about her peeing anymore. I've heard enough about her bathroom habits. I don't need to hear about her taking a pee for it's the same pee, but we've heard about it like 500 times. I'm done hearing about her peeing. We're halfway through. We'll wrap up the second half of this tomorrow night. This is like a day longer than I thought it was going to take. because you just won't shut the fuck up, and I just won't shut the fuck up either. It took us 3 hours to get through an hour and 10 minutes worth of video. I need to tighten my game up. It appears from a content to comment ratio, I'm going about 2 for 1. I probably need to tighten up my game a bit and let some things go, let the video run, and not ramble as much as I do, because we need to stay focused on the topic at hand. We've got 334 of you here right now. If any of you haven't liked yet, and if there's any redeeming qualities whatsoever, or even if you hate my guts, do me a solid on the way out and hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, we dropped about 10 subscribers and we've gained back 3, so we're at a deficit of 7. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do me the favor and reach down there and hit that subscribe button, and then slap that bell end and get the notifications for everything else we're doing. Yes, Arto Risanen says, Megapints do that. Yes, they do. This is my official Johnny Depp Megapint Legal Vice Pimp Cup, and we've had a large amount of rum and an even larger amount of Maker's Mark 46 in this thing for the night. Let the Valley Girl voice go. Where are we at here? D Way, she was saying that yeah, she does the Valley Girl with the Cantonese accent. Don't laugh about it. I had one of my best friends in law school. She was from Hong Kong, and she was from Hong Kong via the San Fernando Valley. So she actually did speak like totally Valley Girl with a Cantonese accent, and I'll do the Valley Girl accent, but I ain't gonna add the Cantonese twist to it because that would be racist and I would be canceled because I would become an instant piece of shit. But yeah, so a Cantonese accented Valley Girl can happen. Yeah, so she was from Hong Kong by way of San Fernando. Oh my God. All right, another comment I wanted to highlight Hootskin here. I swear to whatever gods exist, if she says so, there's one thing. So here's the thing about that, or so the thing you have to understand about that. Again, I will hunt her down. Well, Hootskin, what if anything annoys you about that comment? I do a video with Kurt. I love doing videos with Kurt. I love Kurt because I mean he probably has one of the sharpest legal minds in law tubedom, and also his sense of humor. He's like the deadpan straight guy. I love that about Kurt. I love Kurt. Uncivil Law is the freaking bomb. He's a great guy. I love his delivery. I love his humor, but he delivers it in such a deadpan way that it's quite awesome. I really enjoy doing videos with Kurt, and that's kind of the thing about being where I am in Korea. I'm almost exactly AM PM 12 hours difference from everybody. So when they're doing their evening streams, I'm at work in my office. And when I'm doing my evening streams, they're asleep and or working in their office. So it's hard, but I jump on whenever I can. B. Cluett says Uncivil Law is the Dan Aykroyd. I'm assuming that's Dan Aykroyd of LawTube. If Uncivil Law is the Dan Aykroyd of LawTube, I wonder what his take on aliens is. Because I like Dan Aykroyd's view on aliens. Dun dun dun. Yeah, we like Kurt. Kurt's an awesome dude. Renovatio says, damn it, 2 hours late. Has she been even dumber than yesterday? That's a good question. But you'll hear this answer. I mean, I don't know if you've started 2 hours late or if you're just entering 2 hours late and we'll watch the first 2 hours later. But assuming you're watching live now, if you don't hear it now, you'll hear it 2 hours from now. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm thinking she's pretty much kind of the same level of stupid she was yesterday. I mean, I don't think she's done any more damage to herself other than that part where she said that, yes, she thinks she's responsible and she doesn't understand how. Okay, we're done with the video. We can make my head all big. Other than the part where she said she was responsible for everything that happens on set, and the bit where she says she doesn't understand how the bullet may have been introduced into the set. Yeah, god damn it, someone else just made a comment on one of my videos that Adam Baldwin is not one of the brothers, possibly distant related. Yes, they're distant related, apparently back to the 16th century. I know that. Yesterday when I mentioned Adam Baldwin as being one of as talking about his brother Alec being a douche nozzle, I was intoxicated. My drunk brain was rambling way ahead of my normal brain. I know Adam Baldwin is not related to the Baldwin brothers, at least after the 1600s. So yeah, we can stop making that comment. But yeah, I don't think she's been any dumber today than she was yesterday. I don't think she's heard her case anymore. She hasn't helped it, that's for sure. She sure as shit hasn't helped it. But I don't think she's been any worse. We had a where's the Donna Hannaford Conehead. See, you can't throw around words like Conehead because that dates you. There's one comment I was looking for. Oh, there we are. Oh, way to go. Okay. Across. Kurt is like Jackie Mason. There's 289 people here now, and there's probably 4 people, including me, that are old enough to know who the fuck Jackie Mason is. Across, you are an old mofo. I don't know if you're an old male mofo or an old female mofo or an old whatever you identify as mofo, but you're an old mofo. Legal Vices might have been tipsy. Legal Vices was drunk off his fucking ass last night. As I said, before I got on the stream, I had like 5 of these full of super potent gin tonics. Let me see if I can calculate. 5. I usually put between 4 and 5 shots of gin or vodka in my vodka tonics, gin tonics, and I had 5 of them. And so you're looking at, I had 20 to 25 shots in my system by the time I got on here last night. People were commenting that I looked a little tired. No, my eyes were just really, really red because I was really, really drunk. And that's one of my problems. Like when I get super drunk, I don't show it most of the time. I don't have any drunk tells, so nobody really believes I'm as drunk as I am. And so if I tell them, no, dude, I'm totally fucked up. I'm totally out of my mind drunk at this point. I'm literally ready to pass it. Nobody believes me because I don't show it. And so people just keep feeding more drinks into me to try to make me appear drunk, but I just don't. And that's so a lot of times, even if I'm really drunk, I don't act like it. So I have to act like I'm drunk so people will believe I'm actually drunk when I really am drunk. But yeah, last night was I'm kind of proud of myself that I got through the stream actually. All right. So as long as we have 290 people here before everybody abandons me while I'm talking about this. Sorry, just had to check back. Heard one of the dogs. While we still have 290 people here, what we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to do the last hour and 10 minutes of this interview. That'll be Thursday night here in Korea, Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon everywhere else. And it may even go into Friday morning if you're in Australia. But yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll wrap this up tomorrow. We'll do the last hour and 10 minutes on Thursday. And then Friday, I was thinking what to do, but I decided we're just going to have fun on Friday. We're going to do like random legal news. I've got a collection of legal legal and law related topics that we can talk about. We'll just kind of do a free and open stream. It's going to be a full on grift stream. So loosen your purse strings, get ready to throw some serious super chats and super stickers at me. Before we did the $100 a shot stream, $100 is a pretty big ask. So what we're going to do is we'll do a Fun Friday. We're just gonna do a minor thing where we will do, based upon how much the chats are, it'll be a $50 chat will get me to do a shot. So yeah, we'll see. We'll just kind of talk. We'll go through these things, and if $50 is a little more manageable for some than others, and again, I really don't expect anyone to actually give me ever $50 for doing fucking anything, because it's your hard-earned money, and I'm just spewing shit into a microphone here. I'm just dropping an amber turd on a bed here, and you're watching, and you're following along, and you're hanging out. I honest to God don't expect anyone to ever give any super chats to me. I deeply appreciate it, and I'm deeply moved when, okay, you win, Hooskin. We're calling it Fuck It Friday. It is now officially Fuck It Friday. I don't expect anybody to ever give me any super chats. That's why I don't beg for super chats and shit, because it's your money. It's your hard-earned money. And it feels weird to beg for it and take, so I don't need it. But I gratefully and deeply appreciate it when you do donate, when you do give the super chats and the super stickers and super likes and things. But what we'll do Friday for Fuck It Friday. We're just going to say fuck it. And we'll have our Legal Vices Pimp Cup in hand. And every $50 donation I get, I will do a shot. And we'll see just how fucking drunk I can get at the end of the day. And I'll have to think of something special we can do if someone is dumb enough to give me $100 shot. If someone donates $100, I'll have to do something. I mean, just doing a double shot isn't worth it. I mean, we'll have to do something pretty epic if someone throws down $100 donations. Any suggestions for what we would do for $100 donation, please let me know. Yeah, no, we're not. Last time we tried to do like the aggregate. If there's an aggregate of $100, I'll do a shot. This is just going to be a straight $50 per shot. If it's a $20 donation, I'll still read it. I'll still talk about it. We'll still do the news articles. But to do a shot, it'll be a $50 donation. It's this is just for Fuck It Friday. Seriously, it's just Fuck It Friday. I don't need to drink. I don't need to drink every day of my life. I enjoy drinking every day of my life, but I don't need to. So Friday is going to be the Pimp Cup will be here, ready to be filled, and every $50 will get a shot. And I'll probably set out an array of things like we did last time, and like the other law tubers have done it. We'll probably do a bourbon, a scotch, a vodka, and a gin, and maybe a rum. You donate the $50. You tell me which you want me to drink, and I'll do a shot of it. And it gives you the choice to determine what shot you want me to do. And it also gives you a chance to say what you want to say or ask what you want to ask. So loosen up those purse strings on Fuck It Friday, because that's just what we're just going to have fun. And I thought that was something I would do the first day of every month. It'll be June 1st on Friday, I think, if I remember correctly, right? Yes. I'm not that intoxicated yet. June 1st. Well, I think we'll do that like on the 1st of every month. We'll have a Fuck It First. This just happens to be a Fuck It First Friday. Or well, that sounds really weird, doesn't it? How about Fuck It Friday the 1st? Fuck It First on Friday sounds pretty weird. Do you often mix your kibble? I try not to, but I'm pretty good about mixing alcohol. But the weird thing, this is just a weird thing that I've noticed in the past year, because sometimes I would go out drinking or I would be home drinking with friends and whatnot, and I would have these weird fucking dreams. I mean, just these dreams that were, I mean, they weren't nightmares, but there were these dreams you would wake up and go, what the fuck was that? And just in the past few months, I noticed that I get these really, really weird dreams when I mix wine and whiskey. So I can drink wine straight, no problem. Whiskey, no problem. I can mix whiskey, rum, gin, and all that other shit together, no problem. But if I mix whiskey and wine, I have fucked up dreams. So I try not to mix wine and and whiskey. So, that's just a weird thing. So I try not to mix my wine kibble with my whiskey kibble. Red or white? I'm not a big white fan, but I'm starting to get on the white bandwagon. White wine power. I'm starting to get on the white wine wagon. And by wagon, I mean not on the wagon. I mean on the wagon that is full of white wine. Again, my wine journey only started about a year ago. And those of you, like the 261 of you that are here now, we're done with the show. Come back tomorrow for part 3. Now we're just kind of shooting the shit for the remainder of the night. Feel free to shoot the shit with us here. My wine journey has only been going seriously for about a year. And I do know that my preference is a Cabernet Sauvignon. I enjoy like the hearty, meaty, oily, good Cabernet Sauvignon. Sauvignons. I'm a huge tawny port guy. I like fortified wines. Any wine that comes in at a 20% ABV is my thing. But white has kind of been off my radar until just recently. It all tasted like vinegar to me. But I have a friend who is one of the 10 level 4 wine masters in Korea. And he took me out to have some white wines a couple of weeks ago that were exquisite. So I'm starting to kind of see the appeal of white wines, but I'm still pretty much a red, blended or Cabernet Sauvignon guy. Merlot kind of smells weird to me. It has a kind of a funky barnyard smell. Pinot, take it or leave it for me. Oh yeah, the Spanish. I love the Portuguese wines, man. It's not a Spanish, but it's Portuguese. I love the tawny port. I have a white wine friend. Yeah, some of my best friends are white wine friends. Cat lady's hairy pussy. I just love saying that. I'm off to the pub later to drink some pints of Old Rosie cider and watch the Coits match. Bizarre Northern Pub League game. Yeah, Coits is an interesting thing. But go out for some of that Rumpole of the Bailey plonk. Get yourself some plonk out there and enjoy it. I'm still pretty much a red. You commie bastard. Yep. All right. So again, we've bled 40 subscribers instantly. See y'all tomorrow. Those of you that have left. Again, we're still 9 subscribers down on the. I don't give a shit. If you want to unsubscribe, this obviously isn't the place for you. But if you are here and you haven't subscribed, if you're still here, obviously you feel some sort of way about this channel. You have some connection to it. Any of you 253 that are here now that haven't subscribed to the channel, please go down there and hit that subscribe button. I would deeply appreciate it. Georgina Archer is out of here. Hugs. See you tomorrow. Love my mods. My mods are awesome. Ken's counseling couch. Can we get Fuck It Friday on YouTube and Stripper Saturday on OnlyFans? As long as it's not me, there's nobody here that wants to see me involved in any way, shape, or form with Stripper Saturday. And we've just bled another subscriber. To whoever just unsubscribed, fuck you. But no, seriously, I know I'm not for everyone. I'm totally based, totally red pilled. I call it as I see it, unfiltered. This is me. A month and 10 days ago, I didn't have 10 subscribers to bleed 10 subscribers. We've got 21,290 subscribers at the moment. if I lose 10, well, that's just that's their problem. They'll miss my charming face. And Robin Bliss is out of here. Oops. Hit the smash, click, or lick, and just leave your DNA on the like button. That's not the one I want, but thank you very much, Rose, for that. Appreciate that. I was going to hit the Robin Bliss time to bail button. Have a great one. Robin, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. We've got one more subscriber. Whoever just subscribed to this channel, you are the champion. You are the motherfucking hero. Oh, and we just lost another one. I wonder if it's the same person that's just toying with my emotions. Subscribing and then unsubscribing, subscribing, then unsubscribing. If you're toying with my emotions, shame on you. All right. Well, that again, that's where we are in the grand scheme of things at this point. We've got one more day of this, and then we'll do just the fuck it Friday on the 1st. We'll do some serious grifting for donations, the $50 shots. So loosen those purse strings on Friday. My Friday, your Thursday, or my Friday night, your Thursday, depending where we are in this multi-time zone platform we have here. Loosen those purse strings. Get me liquored up on Friday. And then on the weekend, we may do something. It depends if I got time. I got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. We'll definitely try to drop a vlog about Korea. I want to kind of hit some cool places around town. Lady Autumn Sky says, please tell us what time tomorrow. I want to start, not tune in halfway. Tomorrow, Thursday, I will say I'm targeting 11 p.m. Korea time, which would be 10 a.m. Eastern time, and 3 p.m. in London. So that's kind of where we're shooting for tomorrow. If I don't make it, I'll be an hour later than I thought. But Dick Dickstein, that's what kind of hillbilly moonshine wine glasses are you using? This is the official Johnny Depp Mega Pint Legal Vices Pimp Cup. If you go back and watch the TMZ video of Johnny Depp abusing his cabinets while Amber Heard is secretly recording him going, we weren't even fighting this morning. What's wrong? And saying, nothing happened to you this morning, did it? And she's saying, did you drink all that this morning? And then he holds up a glass and says, you want crazy? I'll give you crazy. Here's all your crazy. And he fills up his wine glass with wine. This is the exact wine glass that Johnny Depp had in that video. I found it on, well, one or two of my mods and viewers pointed me. I asked for directions where I could find the official Johnny Depp Mega Pint Legal Vices Pimp Cup online, and they sent me the link. So this is the exact glass that Johnny Depp had in the TMZ video where he was abusing cabinets. That's the long story about what kind of hillbilly moonshine wine glass that is. What did Lady Sky say that everybody's agreeing with? Oh, okay. That was the time frame there. All right. So that's the time frame we're dealing with tomorrow. What is that Pacific time? If it's 11 p.m. here, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Mountain, so that'd be 7 p.m. Pacific time. Dick Dixon says that's hilarious. Yeah, it took me a while. I've got 4 of them. I gave one of them to Legal Mindset. So he's got the Pimp Cup as well. And I have three left here. I break glasses all the time. So I have backup glasses. How many millimeters? I assume you mean milliliters it holds. This right to the brim is exactly half a liter, 500 milliliters. That would be about 2.5 cups. in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have had this much to drink this evening, because 8.5 hours now I have to go for my annual physical examination where I'm going to have to pee in a cup. The doctor may have some concerns when I pee in the cup 8.5 hours after having drunk all of this. Oh, well, they just said don't eat 8 hours before. They didn't say anything about not drinking a lot. Tomorrow's the old guy exam. I get to go in and do my annual physical. And then I have to schedule my appointments for my prostate, my colonoscopy, and my endoscopy. There's going to be sticking cameras in every part of my body at some point down the road. Wait until you all get old. That shit happens. Okay. We're talking. But on my YouTube channel, I have a short. The day I got these glasses, the Johnny Depp impersonation with a mega pint is on his YouTube. Rots is priceless, and then she goes on to say, especially the foam to the top. Oh shit, face is my favorite part. Yeah, I mean he uses wine, but I got them really early in the morning, and I didn't want to open up a bottle of wine and start pouring it into a glass in the morning, so I was using a 3% lambic beer. Which was made from cherries, and I forgot to factor in the foam effect. Well, hell, as long as we're all still here, all 219 of you are still here. Let me go bring up my short, and I can show you exactly what glass this is. YouTube.com. Go to my channel. Wow. Bubba reacts to Simply Sarah Kitchen. Sarah is large. And I'm large, and if I'm calling you large, you're large. Going to my channel. Where's my shorts, videos? All right. Shorts. The Johnny Depp Mega Pint short. Oh, shit. All right. All right. All right. We've got it locked and loaded. Here we go. This is the short that Mary A is talking about. Let me remove that video from the screen. Stop sharing that screen. Bring up my short screen. This is the Johnny Depp Mega Pint Legal Vices Pimp Cup short. This is me being overly excited about it. Make sure we've got this here. Guess we can't make, can we make this any larger? Will it fit the whole screen? Hey, everybody, it's Legal Vices here. If you paid any attention to the Johnny Depp trial, you saw this scene. See, it's the exact same one. Oh, you're crazy.
Have you drunk this whole thing this morning?
Oh, but holy shit snack. Look what the mailman brought today. Now, there's only one thing you can do at this point, even though it's only 10:30 a.m. here in Korea. That's right. It's time for a mega pint. Nothing bad's going to happen to me this morning. Mega pint. You want crazy? I'll give you fucking crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Woo! Well, that's when I realized That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This here is the brand new official Legal Vices Forever and Ever live streaming adult beverage drinking cup. Legal Vices got him a pimp cup. Hey, everybody. It's all right. Here. That's the whoa, shut up. Shut up. All right. That's the video. Now I'm just trying to make it stop on my end. All right. Yeah, the cabinets. I tried to slam the cabinets, but my cabinets have these gas. They're not hydraulics. what's the term for a gas hydraulic? They're like gas hinges, so they have gas in, so you physically can't slam them hard. They have like hydraulics, but they're made from gas. So yeah, I couldn't slam the cabinets as hard as I wanted to. Okay, so that was the video that Mary A was talking about. Mary says, "Thank you. I've watched it a few times." You're welcome. But yeah, anyway, yeah, they're pneumatic. They're gas pneumatic hinges. So they sort of prevent me from slamming them. But yeah, this is the Johnny Depp Mega Pint glass, which I have christened the Legal Vices Mega Pint. I'm out of Maker's 46. I have no more alcohol. Well, I do have alcohol. I have my I have a little bit of my pineapple infused plantation dark rum, double aged, which is delish. So I guess we're here at the end. It's 12:20 a.m. here in Korea. We've been doing this for 3 hours and 19 minutes. We have a grand total of -9 on the subscription department. So you can all go blow yourselves as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. If you're still here, and God knows why you would still be here after what we've been doing, the shenanigans we've been pulling. If you're still here and you haven't subscribed, I would seriously, honestly appreciate your subscription. If I've earned it, please feel free to subscribe to this. Slap that bell end nice and good so you get the notifications. And we're at 479 likes. If you haven't like that as well. We'll see if we can get us up to 600 likes by the time I wake up in the morning, and see if we can't bring us back to our 21,300 likes before I wake up. Yes, a toast for those who unsubscribed. A big, fat, empty nothing burger. Urgh. That's what you get. If you unsubscribe, you get nothing. Ken's Couch says, "Joke's on you. I was already blowing myself." More power to you, bruh. Oh, my God. All right. Yeah. All right. I hate wrapping this up. I just want to stay here and hang out all night. Like I said, we'll do Fuck It Friday, and I'll go as long as you degenerates want me to go on Friday. I'll just sit and ramble. I'll be like Ricada and just talk about whatever the fuck is out there to talk about. We'll be there for some I can't be as based as him because I don't have 500,000 subscribers. I've got 21. I still have to kind of care a little bit about my subscribers and pissing them off. But we'll be as based and unbreaded and red-pilled as we can possibly be on Friday. We got some serious legal issues to talk about, some funny legal issues to talk about. We'll be doing $50 shots for those of you that want to loosen those purse strings and donate $50 to get me all liquored up. We'll go as long as we can. It'll be a fun night of just hanging out and chilling. And we'll do it on the first of every month, I think. We'll call it Fuck It the First. And in this case, it's a Fuck It Friday on the 1st. And with that, I think we're finally to the end after 3.5 hours. Bless all 205 of you that are here right now. Why there's a single soul left here watching me after 3 hours and 22 minutes is beyond me. But I deeply appreciate you being here. I deeply appreciate my mods. My mods are the best. Some of them tapped out a while ago and had to get on with their life. I appreciate them. They do this for nothing. And God bless them for doing that. or whatever deity you happen to be, or if you don't subscribe into a deity, Gaia or whatever, you know. Hey, bless everybody that's here. My beavers took a nap and I'm still on my beavers unit. Yeah, see, she came, checked out, came back, or should I say came again, and she's here again. So yeah, we love all of you guys. The mods are the best. Give the mods your love. And you guys deserve a lot of respect too, because we talk about some wild shit on here. I let you guys run rampant in the chats. I'm pretty convinced about 70% of you on the chat aren't really even paying attention to what the fuck I'm saying. But I applaud you and I respect you and I'm grateful for you to keeping it within the bounds of decency. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to have the Gestapo mods, and you make it so they don't have to be. Pretty much anything goes until you cross the line, and you're all adults. You know where the line is. So thank you for keeping it in chat. I deeply appreciate all of you. To all of you that like this video, hit that like button. I deeply, deeply appreciate the likes. It gets the word out there about the channel. It clicks us into the YouTube algorithm, and it shows up in recommended videos. It shows up in other feeds. It shows up in searches. For those of you that subscribe, the more subscribers, the more seriously YouTube takes this. And even though we have fun, I do take this pretty seriously. So subscribe to the video and slap the bell end there to get your notification of when we're coming on. All of that is deeply appreciated. The super chats, especially the super likes, especially the super stickers, especially. You all have a great, amazing, wonderful Wednesday afternoon, evening, night, or Thursday if you're here or in Australia or Kiribati or Vanuatu or Papua New Guinea. Happy Friday. Wait, fuck. We're not on Friday morning. We're on Thursday morning. Fuck. I don't know where we are. Give it up. Acolyte, Knobjib, the Valley Girls, give it up like to the totally give it up to the Valley Girls, you know, like totally gag me with a spoon. You like offend me. I'm going to totally unsubscribe. Take care of yourself. We'll see you tomorrow at approximately 22 hours and 30 minutes from now for the final installment of our dipshit armorer interrogation video as a prelude to Fuck It Friday on the 1st. Until then, take two. Until then, take care of yourself, enjoy yourself, and most of all, do not forget to enjoy your legal vices. I'm out of here. I love you all. We'll see you tomorrow.